Mikey Butts fucking talk.
Never get to
Yeah,
That's
but there
what they
are
want to
a
do.
lot of people
Did I say
that
milky?
can go, oh
Did I say
shit.
No one listens
flowers,
to the
I'm not
podcast.
watching
That's not going to change if we do the same shit every fucking time.
It's not going to change if we're like, oh, the greatest leaders in history. First batch is fucking George
Dylan, we can
Bush.
both be right in this point. You can
is
be
true.
right. We need more
This is
banter. And
true.
I can be right that we don't need to take a half an hour to get to the podcast called Bigfoot. We talk about our priests molesting us for the
Guys,
first
we
45
just
minutes.
lost our guest because he doesn't like us.
I've never done this before.
He's already
Came up with
bailed.
this thing.
Sorry.
Also,
We hit recording. He's like, I'm out.
I'm out.
You know what? These guys suck. Yeah, you know what? I'm already not interested. Also, that's supposed to say Milky Butts, not Mikey Butts, but we're just going to roll with it.
Oh, there you go. Milky Butts. There you
Milky
go. That was
Butts.
Mikey.
All right, that was
Hard
Mikey
to see from
Butts.
here.
All right, sorry. Didn't mean to
We
offend
won't
you.
fuck that up again.
Yeah.
It's fine. I can't read. I don't even know how I've gotten this far in life. It's a tragedy, but hey, I'm on a semi-known podcast, maybe spectacular. We're here.
You are on a podcast. That is
I am
accurate.
on it.
You are.
I made it, Mom. Shit.
Everything you say is going to be on YouTube for the next 100 years. Google harvests
This
all
is
the
true.
data.
This is true. And we're at a point where
No one will see it, but Google will have it locked in.
I've got random people at breweries who are now avid listeners every time. They tell me things I said that I didn't even remember I said. I was like, all right, cool. It's like, it just,
Right.
the word gets out.
You have no way of knowing that because why would you ever watch your podcast? It makes no sense.
I watched a couple of recent ones, believe it or not. So
So you watch
I don't
yourself
believe you.
talk, you psychopath?
that's
I
hard.
do
That's
it
why it's hard for
constantly.
me. That's why it's hard for me.
I have to edit it.
I have a hard time
I'm
watching
spreading my
myself
shit
talk.
on them. There's no reason they have to do that, but I bitch at them being like, you never even watched it? We did a whole episode, I edited the whole thing. They're like, yeah, I don't have to watch it. And I don't blame them.
Well, we're completely loose cannon. I mean, almost all your values go out the window when you start podcasting, and for 3 hours, you don't even know what you're saying.
Yeah, that was why
don't even know.
you were screaming racial slurs for the first 10 minutes of the last episode. You forgot where you were. You went into a fugue state. Your eyes rolled back, and you started
much.
reciting the entire script of Gran Torino.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, immediately followed by
I used to
Ramstein
stack
lyrics.
blanks like you 10 feet high. That movie is unreal.
It's a good movie. It's a good
It's a
movie.
great movie.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a,
very
it's a, a
I'm going to
modern
welcome
day-
us all in as we get the ball rolling here. So, welcome, guys, to episode in the 80s to the Dylan Joe Basement.
Why even bring it up if you don't know the number? Does it every time.
Dylan and Joe
I thought we jumped back in time.
Basement Podcast, live from multiple different basements. One of your hosts, Dylan, and I'm joined by Joe. And want to shout out before we even introduce ourselves to one of our most famous guests of all time, Nate. Say hi to everyone.
Wow.
What's up?
Hello, people of the world. This is my formal announcement that my world reign will slowly be taking hold of the earth as we come along. So you better really like mayonnaise.
Like
That's all I'm gonna
mayonnaise.
say.
We love it, dude. Nate is a lover of fine cars, fast women, and a good cerveza. So, on to you, Dom. What's up?
Fast women?
And what red-blooded American man could not agree with those three statements?
Yeah, but what? Like, do they run fast?
I
It all
think
depends
it's
on the
however
woman.
You're the one who
perceive
likes them,
that.
so you
Yeah,
tell
whatever
us.
you're looking for.
Fine
you know
cars,
what?
fast women, and the cerveza.
The best use of fast for you.
Yeah, it's like
Personally,
I can't help
mine is Too Fast, Too Furious.
Huh.
Yeah.
Mine is that woman who won the gold medal for hurdles. Damn, she's fast. Those legs.
Those legs. Yeah, that's true. You know, good.
Leggy
Better for,
broad.
better for like squeezing your head till it pops or something. I don't, if you're into that.
I mean, hey, if that's
No,
what you,
I'm
if that's
into
what
her
you want,
running away from me and me trying to catch her.
Wait, stop! No, this is my Beanie Baby collection. It's worth a lot of money.
No chance of catching her at that point.
You're driving after her, and she's jumping over cars to get away from you. She's still faster than you.
I guess
So
that's
funny.
I love fast women because they run away from me. Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Yeah, you're like the rest of the group here.
It's better than liking slow women for a whole different reason.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, though, Nate has a very
No, let's get
impressive,
serious.
impressive collection of fucking sick cars, and I think most of them work, right?
It's
Two?
like, actually, I guess I had 4 at one point. I don't really count my Passat because that's just my beater. But
Yeah.
Count
yes.
it. Count all of them.
You're talking
you
to
still
someone who
have
drives
that
a
thing?
Jetta every day. I get it. So,
yeah, it's
He's
it's
another
just
one of
that,
those Deutsch fanatics like Dylan.
Deutsch. Just like Hitler.
Deutschland über alles.
We're not going to be able to put that in the podcast. That's going to
That's actually that. All right, whatever. Let me
That's
just,
against YouTube rights terms of service, but don't worry about that. You say whatever you want. I'll cut it out later. It's all good.
All right. What was I going to say?
That was a joke.
Something about Hitler.
Yeah, something about Hitler. Let me go get my. Let me just go get like my old records, and we'll put some of those on. Marching. I hope you guys like marching music. Remember, I was talking about my world reign. It's starting again, motherfuckers.
Hope you guys like marching music.
Hope
It's a
you
great
guys like
part of the
marching
conversation.
all the time.
marching music, U-boat tunes, like when everyone's.
How are you on goose stepping? Yay or super yay?
There's only one right answer because the wrong answer means we'll
Yeah.
be shoving you along.
Yeah, you have. There's only one answer.
All of my cars are German, although my Passat was made in, I think, Tennessee, but it's got a Volkswagen symbol on it, so...
His parents are from Germany, though. It's an immigrant.
Right, exactly. It is
First generation.
It is like me, a descendant of German immigrants. Naturally, it's fatter and slower than the rest of its family.
Nice.
But,
And correct me if
Of
I'm
course.
wrong. Your parents moved to Argentina in the early '50s, right? And then they moved up to America later on.
I did actually have some relatives, apparently, that lived in Brazil.
Interesting.
Oh.
Interesting turn of events. Because you don't seem Brazilian to me, but I don't want to tell you where you're from.
I'm sure you may be aware, there's actually a very heavy German populace in
Almost
Brazil.
why I brought it up.
Kind of like
Makes
the small
sense.
towns. It's a thing.
Ja,
I don't
du
speak
bist ein Deutsch,
Wow.
sehr Deutsch.
It was always odd to me that there was a Hamburg, Brazil, but I mean that's just you need to hear or there.
Yeah, I
What's
mean,
up with all these like alpine houses and the?
I guess you can start a town with 12 million Deutschmarks if you and some
Deutsch.
arm some elbow grease and some.
Anything is possible.
That's
do
right.
anything.
Hey, if you don't have enough living space, sometimes you just have to do something about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's the
It's a struggle to move to a new country and get your own Lebensraum. We're definitely even demonetized for this one if we ever made money. All right, speaking of Adolf Hitler, what a weird death that guy had. Am I right? I mean,
That's
come
a
on.
good
After
point.
all the build-up, what a anticlimactic... we wanted to string him up. I mean, Mussolini, that's a good death.
That was a good
hanging
death
him in front of the... And that's how you do
Oh,
it.
I love that, dude.
That's how you take
Speaking,
down a dictator.
yeah, and speaking of the guy whose birthday is synonymous with the day that Saddam Hussein got executed, that's all my birthday is known for, besides
Exactly.
my being the day I was born. Yeah, I get that, but also Joe, you're completely wrong about the Hitler thing because no, he might not have died in Berlin. He might have died.
Okay, that's totally
an
fine.
old
But you
man
understand
in
what I was doing was
Argentina.
segueing into the idea of the podcast, not getting into a 20-minute conversation about Hitler's death. You understand, right? This is only episode
You're
80
talking
something.
to the wrong guy, okay?
This isn't
Yeah.
your first fucking
We-
rodeo.
80 something episodes. of
Every
this, and you
podcast
might-
is our first podcast, according to Dylan.
I know nothing. I know nothing.
Well done, well done. All right, so today we're talking. We have our esteemed guest on. We have our hottest resident Dom, and we're talking about unusual deaths, which is a list that I stumbled upon months ago, and it's been on the back burner for some time. We're gonna have Nate on. We had an idea. Let's go over it. And some of these deaths you folks might recognize from the podcast because we've talked about some of these before, just naturally in conversation. But some of them
Yes.
you've never heard of, and neither have I. So we're gonna go through the list, chit chat, talk about them. We'll probably joke about them because people have been dead for some time, and you can either laugh
Yeah,
or
joking
cry. I
about
choose to laugh.
joking about people dying is fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do for the
Because
next
they're
hour.
dead
so.
and we're not. 'Cause
Solid
we can laugh.
stuff.
They can't.
There we go. We're going to start generally in the past and bring it up to the present because this list has a whole section from the 2020s. So, I mean, they currently update it when someone dies in a dumb, famous way. But I thought we'd start out well before Christ, around the time that the Great Pyramids of Giza were being built. Would you like me to go first?
Well, I thought you were going to anyway.
Yes, I believe you should, Joseph, as this was
I
your
believe in a
idea.
thing called love.
Just listen to the rhythm of my heart.
Yes, exactly. So the name of the person, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Menes. I would say Menes, but who really knows? This particular person is from the year 3200 BC, which is about 5,200 years ago, which is a really long time ago.
A long,
Not
long
only to
time
have
ago.
information about, but to have information about a famous death that's quite embarrassing. The reason why we know this is because this person was the pharaoh at the time. I'm pretty sure most of the farm workers didn't have cool obituaries written in hieroglyphic tablets. But this guy, he was the king, so he did have it written about him. And I like how they didn't censor it, because they could have said he went missing, he was kidnapped, but they really told the truth. This is before fake news. And this guy died as...
I don't know.
Book of Enoch. I don't know, dude.
That's always that. So anyways, Egyptian pharaoh and unifier of Upper and Lower Egypt, also known as the first pharaoh of Egypt as we know it as a country, was carried off, which means he was kidnapped, like I stated, but it was by a hippopotamus.
He was
A
carried.
hippopotamus carried him off and then later killed him, which means he was going, help me, flailing in the hippo's mouth, and the hippo finished the job. And the hippo didn't even eat him because hippos are not carnivores. It just
No,
wanted to
but
kill him.
I hear that tracks. Apparently, hippos are fucking assholes.
They
They'll,
are
Number
the
one.
deadliest animals in Africa by statistics. They kill
Besides
people in
mosquitoes, they are the
Besides
most
mosquitoes,
fucked.
Good point.
And I forget
Fucked
the
animals.
exact. I forget the exact.
Rhino,
they're
leopard, lion, not even close
They're
to
actually
hippos.
they're faster in the water than they are on land. Like they can swim. Like there are people like doing like river cruises. They're like going pretty good, and the hippos are keeping up with them.
That's because
Yeah,
they
so
can run,
Nate,
they
you're
can run as
dead
fast as
fucking
a
on,
human
dude.
on land.
Hippos
You
are
can't
fucking
outrun them.
insane and the most dangerous thing in Africa. No question.
and it's again like we've all been like kind of trained going in like I don't know. I say trained. We're just used to hippos cute big animals. Oh,
Hungry,
blah,
hungry
blah, blah,
hippos,
cute.
yeah.
Exactly. Like it's a cute animal. And you're just,
It's a
but
cow.
just imagine though, real quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fucking.
Here,
That
look
thing-
how easily it can crush this entire watermelon.
Yeah, those jaws are no joke.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
dude,
don't-
watermelon's like them eating popcorn. It's like wild.
Oh, yeah, it's just like crunch, crunch, crunch. Yeah, it's crazy.
Don't they use watermelons to also test the tensile strength of a human head?
Yes.
What an interesting...
In Mythbusters.
Yeah.
And Arlie Ermey's show Mail Call.
Yeah, exactly.
great
He
point.
was thinking common.
Exactly.
Wait, wow.
So in other words, Dylan said hippos eat human heads like popcorn. So that's
apparently they do, or at least they could definitely do the job.
Well, if I was
Definitely.
Pharaoh Menace, I would hope they go for the head first, because more likely they crushed his fucking guts in the middle of his body and split him in
Yep.
half with a hippo. That can't be pleasant.
Ah,
Anyways,
man.
that's
a rough
how
one.
Menace died.
What a great way to
Earliest
start the list.
on the list.
probably
of
easier
crazy
to make him a
deaths.
mummy. I guess I don't know. Did he become a mummy? Do you know if he become a mummy?
It's a good question.
I don't know. I imagine it's easier to liquefy his intestines when they're already
After they've been crushed
open.
by a
mashed.
hippopotamus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be hard to collect all his guts though when they're going down the Nile in strings and strands.
And my
of
guess
sinew.
is the underworld's a pretty judgmental place for the Egyptians,
You
so
mean
they
the
might
Doo-Wop?
not have accepted him. They might have said, "Well, you're a little too
No,
far."
You
I-
died
I-
how?
Did die like a bitch.
Yeah,
Well, the,
like we like it when you
Stab
die
them.
by like a couple knife stabs in the gut, not
Yeah.
not a whole, like.
I mean, if I was Egyptian and an animal killed the pharaoh, I'd be like, "That's the will of the gods." He was supposed
Yeah,
to
he
die.
basically
Oh,
was in one of
absolutely.
those hydraulic
absolutely.
press videos where they put crayons
Yes,
and shit
exactly.
in. Like
That's
that's
a
what
picture of him
happened
with
to
a
him.
hydraulic press of
Yeah,
like,
so
animal.
yeah, where they put marbles and crayons and fucking fruit and
And
golf
bears.
balls. Yeah, no, not
Great.
good. Not good.
It's fucking
Sounds
awesome.
good. Dom, do you want to go next? Well, on my screen,
Sure.
it's the three of it.
For mine, I have from 620 BC, which is crazy that on this list, that's the biggest gap between like your death was so bad, we took the time to write it, and we're not going to write anything down.
Yeah,
for another
3,000,
years.
about 3,000 years. It's like 2,600 years. You're like, yeah, nothing to say here. But there's a lot of funny ones in between then.
But 620 BC, Draco of Athens, who was
Not Malfoy.
not Malfoy.
Drake, you got me.
He was the first recorded legislator of Athens. He replaced he replaced the law system of
Fucking kill him
oral law
immediately.
and blood
Yeah,
feuds. The draconian law. That's
That's why they
he's the one
say
that
law's
started it.
draconian is because of him. Yeah.
He was reportedly smothered to death by gifts of cloaks and hats by adoring citizens. They're like, take them so much that he suffocated underneath them.
Yeah. This one's highly suspect in my mind.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, how
I
much
think someone
fucking
probably hated his
shit
new
was
laws and they suffocated him to death and they threw a bunch of cloaks on him. They're like, I guess everyone loved him.
Yeah. Some a fair amount of these really old ones are like, are you
They're suspect.
sure?
Well, we're gonna treat him as fact just because of the historical record, but that one is funny. People loved him so much for making draconian laws, which we now use as euphemism for like medieval torture awful laws. They loved the guy.
They absolutely showered him with fabrics and heavier
much.
objects. He was totally
Just
fine
ask
after.
Papa Roach what happens when you have suffocation, no breathing. Chances are dynamite.
God. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Suffocation.
That's good. So I fucking love. I'm just gonna step in and go next.
Go for it.
I can't think of any songs about this one besides "Mile of Croton," in 6th century BC. So kind of like 80th.
Milo of Croton is what he's trying to say.
Milo of Croton.
I
Milo.
don't know
No,
any
it's definitely
song that's
Milo,
called
dude.
Miles of
I don't know. Yeah, you definitely said miles of croutons, though.
Yeah, well,
that's
how else am I going to remember it? You know what I mean?
Well, you
So-
could just say the name and write it down in front of you. But,
Good point, let him say it.
Go ahead.
I'm going to
Yes,
fuck it up for fun because I can. So I love this guy.
Why stop now?
He was an Olympic champion wrestler, just like me, and this is really great though, like the way he died. So his
I hope so.
hands, it is. His hands became trapped when he tried to split a tree apart with his hands. So
Wow.
I don't know if he was trying to cry chop it. Then again, like, so anyone who's ever raise your hand if you've chopped wood here, my friends. Good old wood chopping.
Joe,
you know, sometimes
Joe, put your hand down.
Put your
Yeah,
fucking
Joe.
hand down, you soft
Why?
we know you buy wood at
Look at
Hannaford, okay?
I do that also.
You are
I've always chopped
way
wood.
too clean cut. Come on.
No, well, you know, the
I have
axe gets
chopped
stuck
wood.
in the tree, so you know he might have been trying to chop softwood, like a
Have
cedar.
you considered that he just hates hippies? And he's like, fuck you.
Maybe, I don't know. But his
He hated those 6th century BC hippies.
There was
This
always
is fucking
hippies.
bad. Like,
There's
I don't
always
even
been
know.
Hippies has always been the main.
I can't even figure out how this happened, but unless he was, using torque to split apart a tree and then put his hand in it and then had, thousands of pounds of pressure on his hand in, he got his fucking hand stuck in the tree.
What kind of tree
And-
is this?
I don't know.
It's a good question.
Do you know where Croton is? Can someone Google Croton?
Where?
That's when they must have invented the Caesar
It's
salad
definitely
there. It's
in
probably
Greece
Rome.
or in Italy.
It's probably Greece because I think back then the Olympics were just Greece, right?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
So,
sixth
so
century.
it might have been
weren't
a,
worldwide
BC.
until like after BC. I'm pretty sure.
some fucking crazy Greek tree this motherfucker got his hand stuck in while he's trying to
Figuring that
split
out.
it apart because he's probably trying to impress some chick or something.
Yeah, some
And
fast
he
woman.
couldn't get his fucking hand out and then was devoured
What
by
is Greece?
wolves.
It could be trying to impress a teenage boy.
Oh, so okay. I thought you were
is
like
true.
starved.
This is true. Yeah. So this great point, but he got his hand stuck in a tree, and then at night the wolves ate him.
Wow, that sucked. They all left him there. They're like, all right, good luck.
rough.
See you later.
Yeah, they're like, "We'll see you in the morning, man. We gotta go to bed, dude."
No, dude, bring some olive oil. I need to get my shit out of here.
Shut
Now,
up.
we'll see you tomorrow.
Finish cutting this tree down. I can carry the wood.
That literally
Yeah.
means either he was with some people like, look how fucking strong I am. I could, oh shit, and then everyone's like, yeah, no.
Nice try.
Yeah, like we're just good. Or he just went out on his own, was walking along like, I'm gonna fuck this tree up. And,
Yeah, which we've
yeah.
done. Yeah.
He just got dumped. He's like, I'm pissed.
Rip a tree in half.
His
It's like ripping the
14-year-old
phone book in
boyfriend
half
just
thing.
dumped him, and he's like, I'm gonna go take my fury out on nature.
Nature got
Dude,
him
I
back.
believe it though. Have you ever seen someone, or it's happened to me? When you put your head between two fence posts or like rails and a stairs when you're a kid, and you can't get your head out.
Scary.
Like you can go
they
in,
don't
but
go
not out.
in.
I bet his hand went in, and he was like, "Oh shit!" And then the wolves were like, "This guy's vulnerable." Let's
Yeah, the
wolves were like, finally, someone put their hand in there.
I've been waiting for that.
The wolves are rubbing their paws together, like, "Yes, the trap is sprung."
Dinner is served.
we got this. This will get a meathead. I promise.
Their
They're
eyes
coming
pop
here
out ahead.
thinking
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Dum, 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 dum.
it's like King Arthur's sword, Dominic, where everyone's like, "Oh, the strongest men come
Yes.
together." They're like, "We know one guy is gonna come here and try to rip this
Some
in half,
dumbass.
and we're gonna eat him. It's gonna be
He's gonna
great.
go forearm deep in this thing, and I'm gonna chomp that right up.
We're gonna fucking eat him while his hand's stuck. It's
Wow.
gonna be great."
Wow, there you go.
Yeah, poor guy.
Pride cometh before thee, eaten by wolves slowly. That's a famous. Shouldn't have gone for that.
Words to live by.
I am from Belarus. My brother was eaten by a wolf. Who's next? Milky Butts. What do you got? What do you got?
I didn't.
Feeling good?
No, he doesn't. You don't have to if you don't want to do that.
Don't worry about it. Just fucking make fun of what we're
You're
saying.
doing a great job commenting on it, though, not letting us get away with dumb shit. So
My next one.
I'm your moderator.
You're the
Yeah,
moderator.
My next
yeah.
one is also Greece, so I'll go next year. This is Greece. It's the 5th century BC, so yeah, at the same time, if it was 600 BC, isn't that how it goes? It's like the year's different or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, who cares?
My
Century
brain
goes back
pretty
can't do the like 5th century BC thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't
Fifth
Fifth
understand.
century
We're adding
BC was
BC
the
into it.
400.
I don't understand what that
Oh,
is.
thank you. Yeah, it's
think
Like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
it's 200 years later. The number goes down because 100 is newer than
Yeah,
600.
the 20th
It's
century
fucked.
is 19, so that does track, but it's not that.
Yeah.
Let's not get too.
I got
bogged
that
up in the
figured out
dates.
after 30 something years of life. I've got that part figured out. You know?
Yeah, it's like they say it's 20 past 12. Like just say it's 12:20. Like I don't know what you're. fucking
Yeah,
doing.
don't be doing it. Oh, it's quarter of 11.
It's quarter of what,
of.
motherfucker?
Fucking, yeah, right.
I mean, it's like you're just trying to piss me off at this point.
Time. What is time?
Anyway, so this guy is called. Anyway, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's Zeuxis. So I guess
I
like
think
either
it's-
Zeuxis
That's what I think it is.
or Zeuxis.
Zeuxis.
I know in China that X means SH, but in Greece I don't believe it does. Because like Deus Ex Machina.
And I gotta say,
Yeah.
this guy is the last guy on Earth who looks Chinese. So
yeah, he's also Greek.
Okay.
But
guy
this
does-
story is pretty good.
he does not look Chinese. So I'm just telling you right now that it's not that.
Oh,
No, it's not that. It's not that.
Well,
You're
He
right.
looks like that
I
fish
know. Let
with
me
the
tell the
giant
story and then we'll
fucking
talk about it. All right. Here we
Yeah,
go.
the
fish.
giant
No,
head.
listen, the fish with a giant forehead that approaches scuba divers.
yeah.
It's funny.
That's our boy.
This
right
is
there,
literally
Zeuxis.
him as a person. Joe,
Yeah. So what happened
Joe?
to him? Yes.
You tell me.
Oh, okay. So that was you letting me talk? Was you saying my name multiple times? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So Zeuxis, a Greek painter,
Not Chinese.
died of laughter, much like
Died
the
of
measles and
laughter.
Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
It gets even better. At his portrait of the goddess Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love, often depicted as the sexiest woman you can ever imagine, is how they draw her usually.
I can picture her.
Where?
The elderly woman who commissioned it had insisted on modeling for it, so you can imagine.
Oh
The
my
most beautiful
god.
woman in the world, they pay you, and then this old lady gets up and goes, "Go ahead." And he's like, "You gotta be shitting me. I'm about to die right now. This is so funny." That you didn't even think for a second that you'd be Aphrodite. You're so old and ugly, I'm gonna laugh myself to death.
Everyone that's ever said I'm dying laughing. They got nothing
He
on
did.
this guy. He actually
He
did.
did.
Wow, that
Yes.
I can only
What-
imagine what that lady felt afterwards.
Ooh,
though.
I hope she felt
she must have
shame
not
for
felt
I'm guessing the
good.
first time in her life because she thought she was Aphrodite as an old lady. She's pretty
For real?
self-confident, I'd say.
Yeah, that could have been the first case of manslaughter.
Yeah, it could be. And also, let's not. I mean, historically accurate. He probably had like a heart attack or something, but like he died of laughter.
Yeah, died of
he died
laughter.
laughing.
That's so
We'll
funny.
keep it at that. You know, that's funny as hell.
So speaking of Roger Rabbit, who's his girlfriend?
Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica.
Jessica.
Jessica Rabbit, dude.
Now,
she
she
might
could
be.
model for
She
Aphrodite.
is number one, I think, of all time. I know
Yeah,
she's
it's a-
not real,
That's a good one.
but she
Yeah,
clocks in at a real top three, no
Kidding
question.
me? And
Am I
she's
kidding
in
you?
love with Roger Rabbit because he's funny. I mean, come on. I mean, give me a
It's
towel right
fucking
now.
great.
on.
Yeah.
She likes
Funny
dorks who
guys
are funny.
film.
I'm fully tumescent right now just thinking about it.
Should be. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, Dom, you can go next if you're ready.
All right. I knew this was going to happen at some point. I'm going to have to go back just a little bit because I really want to talk about this one.
That's
It's
right.
not
as long
by
as we
far, though.
stick within like a relative timeline.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Just don't say Jeffrey Epstein yet.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's gonna get there.
You know what, Milky Butts? You can do Jeffrey Epstein. I know you probably know something
yeah,
about
dude.
it.
Oh,
I know you
shit,
know.
Dylan,
Weird
he's
death.
been check swinging and he just fucking hit a home run. And I didn't even know he was at bat. Holy shit, that's good stuff.
Give him the points. Sorry.
Nate's got to say something, and we all are on the same page
Yes.
as far as that guy goes. So hold on, everyone. Dominic, not Jeffrey Epstein. Anything else? Go.
612 BC.
All right, 612 BC.
All right, 612 BC. There was this guy named. This guy.
Jeffrey
Fucking
Epstein.
the Greek names are fucking tough. Charondus? I don't know, but he was a lawmaker, and he made this law where it was illegal to bring any weapons into their assembly, and if you did, you would be killed.
Oh,
Well, one day.
That's un-American.
Can I guess what happened next?
Well, one day after helping to fight off against some people in the countryside, he showed up at the assembly and still had a knife on his belt. Someone pointed it out, and he was like, "Oh, damn!" So he stabbed himself.
That's a
Wow.
That's a politician.
Wow.
We need more of that in America.
We need more of that fucking energy.
I like that.
Absolutely. Are you
No
kidding
one
me?
is
You-
above the law.
no one
Not
is.
even
It's
you
like,
if you made the law.
fuck. You know what? Shit.
We got police officers shooting teenagers in the head because they called him a name, and this guy is making a law and stabbing himself in the heart. I mean, I love this
That's,
guy.
My props out to
Lead by example.
whatever that guy's name was. Chilla Blobotokidis.
Yep.
That was it.
Close.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Dom! I'm glad you brought that one up. That's my favorite
Good
one.
one.
He fucking did a seppuku on himself. Just for lawmaking. Love that. Dylan, you're up next if you want to. If not, we can keep rolling.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I definitely have one. For sure. Another one. This is
Yep.
good. Yeah, no. This one's really good. 475 BC, so 5th century before Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, right?
Praise be.
Or 6th or 4th.
Lord, hear our prayer.
So-
no, I think you're right. I think we're saying that the number is one lower when you say it that way.
Okay, it
May I
makes sense
remind you, I
because.
have a Satanic Temple membership currently active behind me. So
Oh, nice!
You're paying
I'm
your
I'm currently sitting about a mile from it. So
I know
that's
you
cool.
are.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, hence
Well, what
that's
am
the
I?
background. I got a lot of shit up there. It's my wife's shrine of satanic.
Okay, Borat,
Bitches.
get to
So-
the thing.
My wife.
I'm getting to
All
the point.
right.
Yeah, you have to say that. So this guy, good name, Heraclitus, like
No, that's
like a clit.
Wait.
Heraclitus.
So, how did they
Where-
find this guy?
Fuck, you beat me to it.
I'm fast.
Heraclitus of oh, wow, I didn't
I'm like
catch
the
on to
women
that.
that Nate likes.
I couldn't.
The
It took
one
me
that-
like it took me 10 seconds to
What's the
figure that
runaway?
out. Hard to find, difficult to master. Heraclitus of Ephesus.
That's going at the end of the podcast.
That's amazing. Wow.
According to one account given by some fucking guy, this guy Heraclitus was said to have been devoured by dogs
Ooh.
after smearing himself with cow manure in attempt to cure his dropsy. And dropsy
Consider it cured.
is also known as edema. So he had fluid retention, which is what happens when you're an alcoholic, and
Oh, well, shit. I'm gonna
we
get
all
in
know
here.
at
I
this
don't know
point.
anything about
Yeah.
that.
I
So-
have no idea what you're talking about at all.
So edema typically you get fluid retention in your belly, like all those big guy, dudes, skinny dudes with huge bellies or swollen
You
legs.
get those hard belly,
Oh,
the hard
so
alcoholic belly.
He said, "I'm not gonna stop drinking." That's not
He was trying to
happening.
cure his. He was trying to cure his beer gut.
What's easier, stopping drinking or smear yourself in cow shit?
Myself,
Definitely
With the
not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
definitely
you
not
you
gonna
gotta
stop.
You gotta love the old school
Yeah,
thought about
yeah.
it.
The
Well,
cures.
if I rub myself with cow shit, I'll be better.
And I don't have to stop drinking.
That's
So-
the important
All
thing.
these.
That's
all these
what I'm gonna
doctors, all these
try.
People, you know what? You know what people haven't tried? Smearing themselves with shit. I think we got a winner here.
Yeah,
worth a
yeah,
shot.
exactly. Yeah,
got
not gonna
dropsy.
stop drinking. Just gonna smear shit all over me and then get eaten by dogs.
No, absolutely
Respect.
not.
Totally cool.
Yeah, I can get down with that. I think.
That,
Yes.
that's how I want to go.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Then I won't have to stop drinking.
Oh, true. Yeah, you're right.
It's a good point. Yeah.
It's a great
I mean, my vote
There's
is
quicker
I-
ways to die being an alcoholic. Ever have a car?
I always said shark. You don't even know, dude. Have you guys ever? Has anyone on this podcast ever like really, really fucked themselves up like I have?
No.
I don't think so. I think you've
maybe
gotten hurt the
close.
worst out of all of us.
No
I don't
one
know
here
what
has
Nate-
gone into shock.
I think
I've
I
gotten
no,
into
I-
shock.
I just
I've got
didn't
everyone
realize
goes
it
into
was.
shock.
No. Go into shock from physical injury that
Yeah,
you don't even
I went
know.
into shock breaking 3 fingers. It's not hard to go into shock.
Okay, good point. Good point. All right, so well, my point is, I didn't ask that, Dom. I didn't ask if it's hard.
I went into shock when that
You were like,
ball
no,
washer
did anyone ever get hurt
machine
so bad they went into
almost
shock?
grinded
It
my
wasn't
balls
hard
off.
for me either. It wasn't hard for me either. I was board sliding on a fucking.
Oh, this old chestnut.
So cool, dude.
I was board sliding on the firm
Tell the story
skateboard.
just for Nate and not everyone on the podcast
Yeah.
who's heard this 4
On
times.
the firm skateboard on a No Fear branded grind rail in my mom's yard. Okay, I went into shock too. I broke my arm in half. my arm took a complete 90-degree left turn.
It was like
And
when
I hit my-
when
I
the
also
anvil
hit my
hits their
head.
and it shapes their head.
Yeah, literally.
Just your arm just shaped the rail around it.
It's got
Yeah,
like the
literally happened, and I
yeah,
also
like
hit my
the
head.
dent.
So I woke up and I was like, "What's going on?" I feel like there's something. There's vice grips on my arm, and I was like, "What?" And then
Oh, Mom, that's supposed to be there.
Yeah. This isn't good. So I ran inside, did what everyone would do, put it under the
You ran
sink.
inside, your arm was going.
Started screaming. But under
Yeah.
the sink.
Yeah, you didn't
I put it
wash
under
right?
I put it under the guest bathroom sink under cold water, thinking that might do
I
something.
mean, you
It
did
just
follow
needs
the
to
standard
straighten
operating
back out.
procedure of getting a boo-boo.
And then I felt
Mom, can you kiss me better?
I felt no
Your
pain.
mom throws up on your arm. She's like, Jesus Christ.
I mean, hey, at
felt-
least you won't get dropsy.
You didn't,
Hey, I
you
felt
You didn't immediately think that, oh wow, I can really reach that bolt now.
actually, yes, good
Mr.
point.
Fantastic.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I felt no pain. I felt nothing, and I blacked out pretty quickly after that. So,
That's why you had no gain.
so shark bite, same thing.
Ooh ha ha.
Ooh, ha, ha.
All right, so
Wait,
that
now-
was a good one. Dylan, you did a great job of doing 2 in a row where people got eaten by canines, and you made them completely.
Kind of my
different.
theme.
So I got to give you a heads up for that. That was
Yeah,
well
thank you.
done.
Appreciate it.
My next one on the list has, again, I shouldn't even talk shit because it has come up on the podcast before, and this is a Chinese emperor named Qin Shi Huang in 260 BC. We talked about it on our Fountain of Youth episode of the Toilet Wine, which is not Dojo based podcast, but we brought up ideas of people trying to find eternal youth. This emperor, as Dominic reminded me, is the same guy who created the Terracotta Army, which is that underground thing where they found all the terracotta soldiers, shit like that. And he had multiple medicine men on his staff just to try to find ways for him to be immortal. And the last solution they came up with, which is the best one, which is eat mercury. And he voluntarily ate mercury in order to survive forever.
Like
And
a lot
it
of
didn't
it.
work out too well for him. So
really?
hubris killed him as well. Yeah, he didn't make it through that. But I
Those-
wanted Dom to briefly... Sorry, go ahead, Nate.
I can only think of those medicine men going like, oh yeah, dude, we're
This'll
gonna-
work.
We're gonna make this guy eat shit. It's definitely gonna make him fucking.
I have to imagine they were probably executed very quickly after that happened, though. It's like
Yeah.
it's a very It's a very precarious perch you're on, trying to help the Emperor survive by eating things that you don't know what's going to happen. But Dom, I wanted you to briefly mention about the tomb, though, because I never knew about this, about the Mercury.
Oh yeah. So I'm not sure if I don't know if it's his actual tomb, but there are a lot of, or at least one in particular. But I'm gonna say there's a lot of them because
Sure.
What the
China
fuck?
loves
Say whatever we
Mercury.
want on here. There are ancient Chinese tombs that can't be explored because part of the booby trap is they built and filled these giant pools with mercury, so much so that even the air itself is toxic. There's so much mercury in the areas.
Where the fuck
They're like-
did they get all this mercury?
That's
That was
what I
my
said.
first thought.
we-
Like,
we-
ha-
I was like,
Mercury's
where are they
so,
getting all this?
Like,
whole
there's
pool?
pools of fucking mercury. Like,
Yeah.
Well, you have control of the entire nation, and you're the Emperor. You can get all the mercury that's
It's a
available.
real. It's a birth of a
I guess-
nation.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I watched like a
Enough
45-minute documentary about how they make the ink to make Japanese pens,
Yeah.
for calligraphy or whatever it is, and I saw
That's
that
the
process.
sound.
So how are we getting mercury in liquid
So mercury is
form?
naturally occurring.
Yeah,
Well,
it
I
is.
know obviously,
You have
but
to-
and at
yeah,
room
like,
temperature, it's
like,
liquid.
shit. Synthesize it.
It comes from. It gets basically shot out of the center of the earth by volcanoes, geothermal, fucking shooters, vents,
Shooter
and sometimes just comes up out of the ocean.
Just drips out all free cum.
It comes from the core of the earth, but leaks out through.
But can you imagine the
volcanoes
horror?
and shit.
You're walking
just
through a
find it.
Chinese tomb, you take one step, and you don't fall into a pit of water. You fall into a pit of liquid metal. Good luck getting out of that, buddy.
Oh, but
You're
then
not as buoyant in a metal as you are in water.
just before you die, though, when you step out while you're covered in mercury, you can do a really good Terminator impression.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
If
good
you ever
point.
step out,
Yeah.
which you never
If you're
do.
gonna,
you
this is
just
true,
go
but
in, you never come out.
Is
But
that-
you
is
look
that-
sick.
You
how's
know,
that how
as you're
like-
sinking, you purposely keep one hand close to you, so when you're fully under, you can just go.
You do
Stick
the
your
one
hand
hand. Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure you look like the episode in SpongeBob where they go to the future and they just spray you in chrome. Your entire
Everything's
body's
chrome
just
in the
shiny,
future.
silver-colored metal. Even inside your lungs, which is probably how you die.
Yep.
Lovely.
Yeah. It's good
All right,
shit.
Anyways,
good
that
one.
was a Chinese emperor who died. There you go.
So I have.
How the men in power who have no idea what's going on die so
Yeah.
famous. That's how they
Oh
always.
yeah.
With great power comes great responsibility, and the responsibility is to die in a funny way for our podcast.
Absolutely. And we will be on to the next one.
What's a podcast?
All right, Wallace, stop doing ventriloquism through Dom's mouth.
It's getting worse. He's getting more powerful. I never should have let him move in with me.
Oh, he's gonna start possessing all of us. I
Um,
think we do. Let's do one more round, Dom Dylan, and take our first commercial break. If it's okay with everybody.
All right.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna go with Elizar Avaron, whatever. 163 BC. He was in the military, very strong warrior, and in battle he thrust his spear into the belly of a king's war elephant, killing the elephant.
Badass.
That sounds
Then
like
the elephant collapsed onto him, and he was crushed to death.
that.
That's
I think
awesome.
he was. I feel like he was kind of like a war elephant. Like elephants are
Yeah.
nice creatures. Like
He
that-
fucking ran. He had to have run past it while someone else was getting killed. And just,
Again, the theme: hubris. You thought you could fight a fucking war elephant?
Yeah.
Didn't work out for you.
I mean, he did kill the
I
elephant.
played Dark Souls. I can totally do this. I
Yeah,
got
just keep rolling. Just keep dodge
Just-
rolling.
yeah,
You'll be
just
fine.
Dodge rolling. Oh, don't worry. If I die, I'll just come back and I'll learn to roll earlier next time.
Yeah, that was a big time of enemies slain. You died in ultimate succession. Like, you got the
Yeah.
points for it, but you are dead. That shit's nuts.
Yeah.
That's badass, though. I mean, that's such a badass move to stab an
That's a
elephant
good way
in
to
a
die.
battle.
Like, I mean, if
That's a
you're
cool way to
gonna-
die. I mean, he got the
It
biggest.
is.
I think an elephant's worth at least 100 kills, so he probably killed more people that day than anybody.
We are. It is well known enough. It was famous enough
still
that we are
talking
talking
about
it on this
a great
podcast.
point.
Is this what this is? Yeah.
Yeah, we're
All right,
keeping
Dylan.
history alive on this podcast. That's kind of what we're doing.
That's the only reason why we
making
make
sure
it.
these guys.
We don't have fun doing this. This is our service to humanity to keep these stories running.
Yeah, we're
Absolutely.
making
To
sure that
educate the
they.
masses. All Our podcast on Spotify is listed as educational, and I'll stand by that. That's why
I
we talk about
stand by.
penises. I stand by it.
A lot of penises. So I'm gonna bring us in the Middle Ages right here to
Those are some good ones. I'm sure we're gonna get spicy.
Oh, they
Just so
get
you know,
spicy.
Dylan, Dom already called. He wants to do Edmund in 1016, so don't do that one.
That's fine. I'm at 886.
All
Good
right.
year. Good year. Good year for.
That's it. 886.
That's good. I'm
Eight?
glad you're not going too far ahead because I have a really good one from the 800s also.
Yeah, I could say Jesus
Oh,
Christ
damn.
in year 33,
My next one
but
is Edmund, Dom.
little
So I thought I was
boring.
going to give you one more round. Skip your one and go right to Edmund next time.
so
can
I'm
go
gonna go
back
to Basil the first. Basil, like this.
It's twins,
like the
Basil.
leaf.
Twins.
Yes, Basil.
So he was a Byzantine emperor and cool dude.
Dylan, please. We mispronounced it on the show, but not what should we already know.
Byzantine?
Byzantine. It's Byzantine.
I say Byzantine.
Well, you'd be wrong.
Well, you're bisexual.
My people say Byzantine.
We're your
By
people.
my people, I mean Tony the Tiger. He knows.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay.
He knows a thing. So
You have the floor.
So somehow he was hunting, probably in the woods, and he had
Can't hunt
a.
other places, but okay.
You can hunt anywhere you want. And he had a belt on, and he somehow got his belt stuck on a deer, and
That's not what you want.
Tell me what you want, what you really,
something
I don't want a deer for my
happened.
fucking belt.
Little Dick Cheney situation going on here, maybe.
Oh.
And
Oh, okay.
probably, yeah, a little joke between friends. There's a
Sorry.
shitty deer. We're gonna throw this guy like a wedgie but belt on the deer's antlers, and it'll be funny. It'll be
It is funny. They were right about that.
Pretty, yeah, definitely right with that. Yeah, it'll be pretty funny. So his belt got stuck on the deer's antler, and it dragged him for 16 miles through the woods.
That's a strong deer.
Strong deer.
Yeah,
Fuck.
16
Strong
miles.
ass deer. Holy shit.
I
He
mean,
was
deer weigh
fucking
less than
attached-
people, but
He was
that's
attached
fucking-
to a deer by the hip and got dragged 16 miles through the woods. And because of this accident and all the infections and fucking
Accident.
shit, it said his cause of death was a fever after getting fucked.
Oh,
But
no. So he survived that only to die of a fever. That sucks.
well, he died of a fever because of all the injuries he
Well,
had.
yeah.
Yeah, because he got infected. But I would have wished that my neck broke during the deer run. But instead, probably his face got torn apart, and then all his
The
blood
whole
soaked
thing
up.
got
And
he got
this-
completely
Yeah, that's
fucked
not
up.
great.
And this
That's not
guy's
great
like
at
a
all.
hunter, and like he didn't think to, I don't know, kill the deer, maybe have a
He
knife,
became the
cut his
hunted.
belt off, like yeah.
There could have been
this guy-
something. He could have, you know what? Back then they drank a lot of wine that had mushrooms in it. Maybe he was just like wicked fucked up and had no idea
Yeah,
what's
I don't
going on.
know. I mean, if it really did
don't
happen
know.
like that, it's such an unfortunate schmelting accident that he gets caught in the deer antlers.
But you're also saying like, oh, he died of a fever. It's like, dude, it's like, yeah, I could shoot someone in the gut, and then you're like, oh, they died of blood loss. It's like, nah, he died because you shot them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So-
fever is
They
because the
did
deer.
die of blood loss.
But he didn't die
Technically-
instantly, I'm saying. He died probably a day at least later of sepsis. Like, that sucks.
Yeah, well, just like
Not a good
getting
way to go.
dragged behind a
If he
car
was
for
lucky,
16
he would have
miles to the
bonked
woods.
his head on a rock
Pretty
during
funny.
that and would have just KO'd himself. But instead,
Yep.
he had all his skin torn off over the course of
I have to
multiple miles.
guess over 16 miles that he probably wasn't in good shape. It wasn't just a little cut.
He didn't say it was a little good.
My
He-
opinion is he's just a sucker and he deserved it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
in
you
all
don't
fairness,
go out like
nature,
that.
He was going there to kill a deer, and the deer killed him. That is balance.
So yeah, that makes him he deserves it. Like I said. Moving on.
I'm sure, you know, as most of these people who have a fucking name in history, giant
They have a
class 1 pieces of shit. So,
Bingo. Dylan said
you know,
it
like
first.
class 1, the first class of all the pieces of shit, usually the ones who are in, you know, that level.
How many people had to suffer for him to be on the history
Usually
books?
not a bunch of Robin Williams out there, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That was a good guy. He was a good
No
guy.
Patch Adams.
Yeah. Good guy.
Well
All right,
done.
guys. So,
Glad-
we'll take our first commercial break. Just so you guys can get back. What do you say?
Got it, buddy.
Sounds
bucko.
You called me.
What? My name's Joe Biden. That's all I know.
Oh, hey, Joe
I don't
Biden.
know my name.
Oh,
I can write
Joe.
it, too. And how to write it. They taught me how to write it.
Wow, wow. Mr. President, are you doing all right? I've been seeing some videos of you recently, and I'm a little concerned.
It's all fake. That's that new AI stuff. That's not actually me. I'm stuck in a basement. I don't ever go in front of the camera. So
You're in a basement. Can you tell us what basement you're in?
I don't know. They told me I'm not even allowed to tell my son Hunter where I am anymore. Like they're trying to
Really?
keep us separated. I don't know why. He's my boy.
Yeah, he's your only boy that's still left.
Oh yeah, good old Bo. I forgot about him.
Oh no, don't forget about Bo.
Cause he's dead.
Oh
Oh,
no.
dude, I heard he made some huge gaffe when he went to Hawaii. I'm not sure what it was, but he's getting crucified by everybody. It's like, yeah, it was very insensitive what you fucking said, Mr. President.
Did he pull down one of the girls' coconut bras and go?
No, he said I had a fire in
That's
my
more of a
garage
Nixon move.
one time, and
So,
it almost
I was
burned down
calling
my
for two
'67
reasons.
Mustang.
Reason number one is
So I know how you
I'm playing
feel.
Total War all week.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Dylan, he can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take you off speaker. Yeah, I wanted to have you on the podcast. You did great. You did great. Sprechen Sie Deutsch, podcast listeners. Guten Tagen. Guten Morgen, as Dylan might say.
Radwagen mussten ihren Öl wechseln in Hutzpitz und sie Einspritz gefunden.
Ooh,
We might
this-
get shut down on YouTube at this point.
Uh,
We did
yeah.
a lot of questionable shit.
What is happening?
We're
ich-
one
ich,
Roman salute away from being banned.
Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch, so no more than that. That's good stuff right there.
All right. This
So-
entire podcast has been a conf to get back to the actual point of this podcast, which is famous deaths. We're back, folks. We're back in a big way. We just talked about awesome artifacts for about half an hour. That'll be for a later episode, maybe, if you're lucky. Stay tuned. But next on the list on our famous deaths, we're slowly transitioning to the medieval times as Dylan put us into, and we will get to the modern times where some deaths are even recorded by cell phone. How about that? But I'll go. I believe it is my
Are we
turn
moving
go next.
to famous deaths at Ramstein concerts?
Yes, we are. Very soon.
Immediately jumping 2,000 years ahead to
Spring for me. Spring for me.
Famous deaths at
Spiel mit mir. There's a song about a guy who got his dick cut off and maybe was eat it. You know, like play with me.
Based on a
Oh,
true
that's the
story.
most Ramstein thing I've ever heard.
It's explicit content. No,
True
but
story.
my next one
Famous
is.
deaths at Pantera concerts.
What?
Famous deaths
It's
at
hard to hear you.
Pantera concerts.
Well, because
Oh,
you keep
yeah.
fucking interrupting him, Joe.
Oh, really?
That's not why. It's because he's on a cell phone 10 feet away from him.
You look worse than him.
Try my best here.
Yeah, he has a better camera. It's his cell
Wait,
phone.
I want to hear what Nate has to say.
I said, it was a joke. It was famous deaths at Pantera concerts. I'm talking about Dimebag Darrell getting shot in the fucking head.
Okay.
Okay, we're good.
Amen.
Moving on. Let's
Okay,
keep
we
it
can move on
rolling.
now. All right.
Yeah.
So, Joe, back to whatever the fuck you think you were going to say.
So my next death happens in the year 892, the year of our Lord, and it's by a name Sigurd the Mighty of Orkney, which sounds like a fantasy novel, but it really existed. And
That's
Sigurd's a very
exactly- yeah.
famous name in Norse culture, as we're talking about, probably Scandinavia. Sigurd the Mighty, the second Earl of Orkney, strapped the head of the defeated male Brigert. So basically, he killed his enemy, cut his head off, and as a trophy, he strapped it to his horse. So when he was riding his horse, his enemy's head was bouncing along as the horse was going, like Knight the Roxbury, the whole way home. And during that process, because he didn't disinfect it or treat it as a biohazard, the teeth of the severed head scraped up against Sigurd's leg and cut his flesh, the teeth. And because of that, he was infected and he had a blood infection and died. So talk about karma. The guy whose head you cut off actually killed you after he's dead. It's like a ghost killing you.
Yeah.
His teeth infected you with bacteria from his dirty mouth, and then you died. I mean, what a crazy way to die.
It's not just a dirty mouth. So one of the best ways, so if you're in a fight and you really want to kill someone, always bite them. There's a 30% chance they'll die, even if they get treated, if you literally bite them, because staph of fucking coccus, whatever the fuck, is always over you. So if you our enzymes and our flora in our mouth is designed to kill people if you bite them. It's a evolution thing.
Also,
So
like,
if you
if you bite a fucking chunk of someone's arm off, they're probably going to go like, "What the fuck?" And then you might have a chance to get away.
Shock value.
Yeah, have you ever had a 3-year-old bite you as hard as they can? It fucking hurts. Imagine me. Like, I can bite harder than my niece, no question. You know?
She knows that now.
Do you want to
she's
test
dead.
that fact?
I've never bit anyone that hard, but like to bite someone and like take off a chunk of their arm is gonna hurt like a fuck. But on top of that,
we never bite as hard as we can because you're using a muscle that's working against yourself. It's like trying to push on your other hand as hard as you can. Like you'll never really commit to it unless you have to.
but if I
They say
bit
like
you,
the human jaw is strong enough to crack concrete, but your teeth get in the way. But the muscle is strong enough if your teeth.
yeah. But if I was being raped and I had to bite someone, I would definitely bite them as hard as I could.
Of course you would. You think
I'm
that's
not
what I
talking
said?
about biting
Do
myself.
you think what I said is we can't do that? I said we never do it because we never get raped and bite somebody.
Well, you're not
agreeing with
biting. I know, but you're not biting yourself. You're biting someone else.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying. We
because
never know
you're
how
raping
strong
you.
our jaw is because we never
You
test it
can't-
out besides
you
our
can't
own
actually
mouth.
bite as hard as you can.
Are you
because
even
all the
listening to me?
nerves- the nerves
I'm
in
listening
your
to you,
teeth,
but it just sounded
you'll
like you're
hurt
like, oh,
yourself before
you
get to that
just
point.
talked about the reaction you have where I'm like, oh, you can't actually ever like hurt yourself that bad because your brain stops you from hurting yourself.
I didn't
Like,
say that.
No, but
You
no,
referred-
but I can hurt others.
I know you can. I was agreeing with your point and saying, you know how strong our jaw is? This, that, and the other thing. You go, oh, you think you can't do it because that. I go, no, that's not what I said. I was agreeing with you, and you couldn't fucking
I
look past it.
understand. I understand.
If I'm being raped, I'm going to bite hard.
Okay, or just want to make sure that you're not like, oh, my brain's
And you
going
can take
stop
that
me
to the bank.
from biting my raper. You know, like I know you got
Well,
this.
the only thing that's going to stop
Promise,
me is
just
the only thing
bite
that's going to stop
harder.
me is our safe word. I'll make that very clear.
Okay.
So that's why your safe word is Sigurd.
That's why my safe word is Sigurd the Mighty. Anyways, that's my.
gonna say that like that's like an afterlife perk in fucking Call of Duty or something. Martyrdom.
Martyrdom. Anyways, that's my turn. Dom, you can go now.
All right. So next is this. This might be my favorite of the entire list. It's really good.
Just Dom, can you just say Sigurd the Mighty if you've had it too much?
If you had too much.
So this happened in 1016.
Fuck, is that funny?
Edmund Ironside, who is the king of England.
That is a goddamn.
That's not his fucking last name. I'm
Yeah,
looking at
no,
him right now.
that's his
There's
title.
no.
That's his title.
How do you get that
his
last
title.
name?
Well,
Because
it's not.
the USS Constitution.
Exactly. That's my first thought.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, the thing about King Ironside is obviously, like all kings, he made some enemies and he was assassinated. But the way that he was assassinated was he
He
went
was
to the
assassinated. Emphasis on
bathroom.
the ass that's in the word assassinated.
He went to the bathroom. He sat down on a toilet, which was just pretty much a pit full of shit, and
Yeah.
he got
Shit
got
pit.
stabbed from below.
Oof.
So someone
Oh.
was sitting in the shitter waiting for him.
Wow.
He sat down and they stabbed him from below.
Imagine how much hate you have to have for a person to stand
To
and
sit in a
shit
pit
for
of shit.
hours. Sit in a pit of shit for hours just to get that guy. Honestly, that guy has put so much effort into that. He should be not even try.
He should get the
That's-
Bronze
Yeah.
Star for that.
Get the Bronze Star for that.
Also, how do you get back out? He's now dead. on the toilet.
Well, that guy's
And you
dead.
I know, yeah, he's probably not that heavy to push off, but you got to climb up something and push him off, and I don't know. Might be a two for one thing.
I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far.
No matter what, even if the guy had an escape route, if you sit in a pit of medieval shit for an hour, you will die.
Yeah, you're
There's
dying.
All the
Yeah,
diseases
you're
in there, you're fucking dead. The guy definitely died. That's commitment to the craft.
So that
He's
was
committed.
that was a murder suicide, whether he liked it or not.
Yep.
Yes, and also, I mean, if you're talking about like a terror campaign, you can't even be safe when you're shitting. Everyone in that castle for the next year was shitting, looking down every single time. It sticks with you.
Dude, gotta say, one of the premier places in human history to shit was a castle. When they had the shitters on the outside of the castle that went down like 10
Yeah.
This
stories.
couldn't have been that, but
Do you
I
have
know what you're saying.
any
though.
idea how much fun that would be?
Yeah, we've mentioned it previously.
I know.
I agree.
It'd be
Well,
so
I think-
fucking fun to shit off
I
that.
don't think it
It's
would
like
be
shitting
fun
off of a
every
bridge.
time, though. After a year, you'd be like, all right, I just really got to take a shit.
It would kind of freak me out though. Sitting,
No, that's the bathroom.
the only thing
it's not
between
like you can
and
choose
plummeting
another
to your
thing.
death with your pants
Yeah, I'm
around
saying
your
the
ankles
excitement goes
is a
away.
piece of wood. That's fucking terrifying.
Does it,
Oh
Dom?
my God.
Does it?
There-
Does
think
it?
so.
fucking
Does it
psychopath
really? Dom, when's the last
castle
time
owner
you pissed
definitely
on
made a
something or
trapdoor
off of
toilet.
something?
And if they didn't,
Does it
that's
ever get
disaster.
Pissed
old?
me off today.
Sorry, Nate. What'd you say?
I said there better have been some fucking medieval sadistic motherfucker that made a trapdoor toilet, and if he didn't make that, that's a fucking
Ooh.
tragedy.
You know
Yeah.
they must have.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm sure it happened. They had nothing else to do, so.
Exactly.
No, but Dom, I
Like a
think you're
dunk
fucking.
tank, they throw a fucking tomato at you and you just go, your legs
Yeah.
are around your the last thing you remember is your thighs are touching your cheeks. You go, this can't be good.
Dom, when's the last time you pissed out a campfire?
July.
Okay, does that get old?
Less than a month ago.
Does that get old and boring?
No, but it's not exciting.
Okay, you answered my
You're
question
saying-
about
you're saying it's gonna be
shitting off of a
exciting every time.
10-story castle on the fucking
I
side of
didn't say
it.
it
That
wasn't-
doesn't
Sound
get
alone
old.
has to
I
be
said the
satisfying to
excitement
hear
is going to fade.
No,
Yeah,
no,
it
I.
does.
It is.
Dylan,
Every
think about when
time-
you're getting up and shitting at midnight. You're like, oh, I have a upset tummy. All you want
Be
to do
a
is take a
lot
nice
fucking
safe
better
shit.
if it was. It'd be a lot better if it was off of the side of a castle. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah,
Well,
I open my
maybe
blinds.
if I had like
I live on a
agree with
main
Dom.
road. Right
You're
right
thinking
now.
of the first week.
Dude, for perspective.
Yeah.
I live on a main road, and when I take a shit and I'm on my phone because I forget it sometimes, I open the blinds so I can watch cars, and I enjoy it. Okay, it
That has
doesn't get
nothing to
old.
do with
so I can
shitting
take a
on a
shit and watch
10-story
cars
hole.
drive by. So what I'm saying is that
Yeah,
has
you're
that
not- you're not
if
even
at
that
all.
if
Has
that
zero
is
to do
fun,
with it.
if that is fun for me, can you imagine shitting off of a 10-story fucking castle in Germany? You shitting me? Like
You're right.
Yeah,
I'm
you're not-
down
you are
with that.
See it,
No.
though.
Maybe
You're
you
shitting.
are shitting me. You are
What?
literally shitting.
You're shitting.
You said it. You said
I'm
are you
shitting.
me?
Sounds
You are
fun.
shitting. We're talking
Right
about
now
shitting.
I
It
love
is fun
piss-
for the first week. Imagine doing that for your entire adult life. Every time you have to take a shit, it's off of a 10-story building.
that
There's
sounds
sometimes
I
you
feel
want to
like
be
you just-
kind of
sounds like a
alone.
better life than I'm living right now.
Sounds like
I
you're
mean,
delusional as always.
Yep.
No, when's the dude? It's like, oh, I'm getting bored of peeing on trees.
No, you're not
It's
bored.
really
you just
fun.
need private time
No,
to
what
I
talk to your
love-
pals.
I love pissing in my own yard.
If
It makes
every
me
time
feel
you
good.
pissed, it had to be on a campfire, you would not like it as much. Sometimes you
Disagree.
just gotta piss in private.
Completely
I don't know.
fucking
I, don't,
disagree.
I think you would
don't
still
know.
like it. You just wouldn't be like, oh, this is so fun. You'd be like, yeah, I'm pissing on a campfire. This is how I always do it. There's nothing special about it anymore.
I
Everything
don't
gets
know.
dude. Richard Gere had to get a gerbil up his ass. Let's put it that way. You can fuck models too much to like fucking models. Everything gets boring on a long enough scale. And if you shit off of a castle from when you learned how to do it potty up until you're 30 years old, it's not as exciting as it was the first time. Not unless
No,
there's
but,
peasants at the
but
bottom trying
you
to catch
also learn to love
Also-
the mundane.
Also, you're not seeing
You're
the shit.
mundane.
You're inside and the shit is
You're
outside.
mundane. I'm sitting on my big throne.
No,
here
but
now.
you're shitting into a hole, and it takes what 6 seconds to hit the fucking pit. Fun.
Yeah, no. I'm not
Fun.
You can't
Fun.
argue how cool it is initially. That we all agree on. It's
Well, you guys
awesome
are
the
making this
first
like
time.
not a big deal. It's fucking
You want your
awesome.
whole life to shit down a fucking tower? It's an insane.
Yes,
it's an insane
I
notion. I
do.
won't stand by it. You think it's cool because you're thinking about it right now. You know that's cool. We all agree
Nope.
with that.
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope. I firmly know myself, and
I know you get sick, you get uncomfortable, you want to have some alone time, and you don't want to be on a 10-story tower shitting. I'll go in there and be like, "Hey, buddy, is it fun now?" You're like, "I don't feel good, Joe. I don't feel very good." No, go ahead. It's fun, right? It's cool. It's fun, right? No, we're all shitting up a tower. You're like, I don't want to really talk right now. My tummy feels bad. And
Try
you said,
me.
like, this is still cool. I will try you. Next time you
Try
take
me.
a shit, I'm gonna start doing YMCA in front of you and see how fun that is.
All right, but
Well,
Dylan, you got to remember, if that's the day and age you're in, you ain't getting any Pepto-Bismol or any Tums. So
don't
you're
care.
going to be having a rough
That
time.
ain't happening, buddy. You're gonna have dysentery and be like, "This is funny because it's off a tower." You're gonna want to be alone in a
thing
hole.
is, it's also
My
worst
shit's
case
gonna kill me.
worst case scenario, and you're having like insane diarrhea.
Well, no,
It's
worst
That
case
is
scenario, you
every
fall
week.
down.
always.
This is the medieval time. It's every week.
I don't think. Yeah,
I know, but it's still
They didn't know
funny.
what
standard
always.
operating procedure.
Every time I have diarrhea, it's a little bit funny. I'm laughing.
It's a little
Okay?
funny.
That's fair.
Yes.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
It's a little bit funny to me. I think it's fun. It's funny.
That's a fair point.
It's
we should
all
move
right.
on because we spent 20
Yeah.
minutes on one of them. But I'm glad that you brought that up, Dylan. That was a good point.
Look, I'm gonna be honest on this podcast. That's all I can do for people.
Yeah.
That's all we
Okay.
can ask of you.
You can do more.
Having-
We can't
You
ask
can
you to
go
be
next.
professional or care about it, but we can't ask you to be honest.
Every time I fart, I think it's funny. Every time I have diarrhea, I'm a little bit entertained. Okay? So,
God.
it's fucking hilarious. So, that brings me to Crown Prince Philip of France.
Sounds like a fucking asshole.
Sure fucking does, dude.
Nate, we've been talking about assholes for the past 20 minutes. Can we take a break?
Yeah, he definitely sounds like a class one
I guess so.
piece
yeah,
of shit
I'm tired too, man. I don't know.
from 1131 AD, and I fucking love this one because this is funny.
Hell yeah, let's hear it.
He was riding his horse through Paris, and his horse tripped over a black pig that was running out of a dung.
Why does it
dung
gotta be
heap.
black?
I don't know,
Sorry, it's a pig. A pig
dude.
of
I don't
color.
know, man.
A pig of color.
It was a pig.
Pigger. Okay.
So
we were
this
cutting
dude,
that out.
was he was
All
on his
right,
he was
okay.
on his
It was
horse.
Nice having the show, guys. We'll never see you again.
Oh shit! Cut. Wait.
We talked over it. No one
Sorry,
heard
did
it. Go ahead.
I hear a hard R in that show?
Did anyone watch the sort of newest season of Top Gear where not Jeremy Clarkson, fucking what's his face crashes
we're
the
almost on
Evo,
topic again,
the
that's
Evo 9
Oh,
into the fucking
yeah.
wall?
James May,
Yeah.
yeah.
James May, yeah. He has a yellow Evo and he crashed in the wall. You know that
Yeah,
sound and that
in
shock
tunnel?
the fucking lake.
in the tunnel, yeah.
Oh, actually, Don didn't show me that one. Yeah, that was
Oh, it was so funny. I saw it the first time. I was like, I had to pause it and rewind. I was like, did that fucking just fucking happen? He just went 30, 40 miles an hour sideways into a wall in an Evo. And the sound of it and the realism of it is exactly what happened to this guy. They're all watching him like get on the horse, be serious because he's Prince fucking Cockhold and he's getting out
big
of
shit.
Paris. And then it trips over a pig and then he fucking eats shit and dies. He's so
Oh, that's so.
the
fucking
song is called
funny.
"Wait, You Please Die."
It would
And
be
seeing
so
the horse
funny
go
because
ass
you'd
over tea
hear it.
kettle, It's got to be. So
Man, the horse
funny
was
to see.
fine, and this guy just ate shit. I spend 3 hours a day watching skateboard and mountain bike fail videos.
Yeah.
So this
he sends me
is-
a lot of them.
We got this. You
right
motherfucker.
down, right down. Oh yeah, you got this. Fucking go it. Eat shit.
This guy had
spills
a bad
coffee.
case of the Mondays. We'll put
Yeah,
that,
that
clip in
one.
now.
Bad case of the Mondays skateboard video. Funniest video of all time.
Shit.
So imagine Prince Philip of fucking Dick Pants eats
Esquire.
shit on a
That's
horse,
so-
just like a skateboard fail video. I'd sit there with my fucking espresso and champagne and be dying laughing till I died.
The horse is
It would be the
fucking
funniest thing you
wild.
ever saw in your
Than
life.
Kings being fucking Kings acting all important and then just absolutely eating the fucking
Well,
crap.
It's the
that's
best.
what's so
Exactly.
great
Nothing's
about
funnier
all
than
these-
that.
Nothing's funnier. Nothing.
Absolutely not.
That's
No
what's
one's
so
gonna
great
help
with
him.
all
It
these
doesn't-
guests so far.
I'm not
all
gonna help
these-
him.
No, I'm gonna
All
sit
these
back and
deaths
watch.
so far have been like a significant person because they were keeping records for everyone.
Yeah, it's so
that's why
hubris
these are like
archive.
once we get closer in the 2000s and every decade from like the
Florida
50s
starts
up,
to exist.
it
It's just
the
regular
amount
people.
of stupid deaths like
It's just regular
multiply and multiply.
Mm.
We're not hearing about all the little. They're funnier because that was a king. That's hilarious.
Yeah, we're hearing all the funny, crazy deaths, and as Dylan and Nate would say, we call it Schadenfreude.
Well, and just a little reference, my father's last name is Reed, which means basically red in Irish, and my mother's maiden name was Brown, which is a color,
means
which means
brown in
we're
Irish.
both families of criminals from Ireland. So that means that our deaths like this weren't recorded. So all we get is the famous people. Can you imagine if this is the funniest story from 1131?
There's probably so many funny
what
deaths we're missing
our
here.
people were fucking doing? You know?
Oh man,
Yeah.
It'd be so funny. But it's definitely funnier when it's the fucking Prince
yeah.
Philip of France.
mighty have
eats
fallen, 10
shit,
stories
eats
to the shit
fucking
pile.
shit hard on a horse
people
and
falling on
dies.
horses and dying definitely
Funny.
one of a rare occurrence.
Yeah,
Super
a car
funny.
accident. It just
That
happens.
was medieval car accident.
That's the cost
Yeah.
of riding a
Yeah.
horse. Yeah.
No
They
flat
have-
tires,
they
just your
insurance?
horse
Do
flew
they,
a
if
shoe.
they exchange, do they
Horse
exchange-
insurance.
So Nate, here's a question for you.
Just ask Christopher Reeves how safe it is to ride a horse.
Yeah. So Nate, this is a very popular question amongst us. If you were riding a horse, if you were drunk and riding
Ooh,
a
this is a
horse,
good one.
is that drunk driving, or does your horse have to be drunk for it to be drunk driving?
Because the horse knows the way.
This question's for Nate, Joe.
Because the horse knows its way home.
I was just trying to
You don't
ask
really need to
Nate
do
questions.
much. But what happens if the horse doesn't do that?
Well, how do you
But
tell
there'd
the
be
horse
times
we're
where-
going home? Does the horse
The
fucking
horse
know?
knows how to go.
Yeah,
home.
horses
It's
know
like
how to go.
GPS.
They'll just instinctively go home. They're like, hey, that's where my food is, where my water is, that's where I sleep.
You know what? As somebody that works with horses that
Self-driving
drive
horses?
themselves, self-driving horses, it's if you're driving it, it's the dude. The horse doesn't have to be drunk. You gotta. It's still you driving it. It doesn't matter what the horse does because that's the vehicle. You can't fucking. You just. I don't know. You crash the car. You kill the horse. I'm being way too sensible about this because unfortunately.
No. We want
No,
the real
it's
answer.
good.
Yeah.
But what if you're passed out and the horse crashes? Is it still your fault because you asked it to ride?
Yeah, because you got on the horse and started.
Because if you're passed out in a Tesla drunk and it crashes, that's your fault. Even though Tesla's engineering and the software failed, that's still your fault.
Well, the
you
Tesla
don't have to
needs
answer that.
feedback. It's not fully autonomous.
You don't have to answer that.
Well, it asks you to touch the steering
When
wheel.
Elon Musk buys Google now, you're gonna be cited for this. So you don't answer that question.
Look, I can't wait for everything to be like. Look, I fucking hate driving cars. All right, it's my number one thing. I love cars.
This is insane. This is.
But
an
if I
insane
had to
take that
go to
Dylan has.
work, no, like I love cars are basically my identity. I fucking love cars. But the day that I can call my car from my phone to come pick me up from the bar is the day I'm happy. Okay.
Yeah. No.
And
we're
then
on the same page
it
there.
picks me up
Oddly.
and brings me home, and I pat it on the roof and say thank you and get in house.
And the car says back to you, all right, I'll see you at Chill tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. For
Three
sure.
Manhattans, Dave.
Hi, Model 3, can you take me to chill with my mom so I can have
We're gonna
five
have, like,
Manhattans?
5 Manhattans.
I drove back to Marlboro on a car with no name. It felt good to get out of the
Yes, yes.
What is the world coming to?
Oh my god.
Shit. So Joe, I think you're up.
I do believe I am, and if I can write my handwriting here, Platen Guinée, and I'm just guessing that. I don't really know his true name, but he's the Duke of Clarence, which is a funny thing, being named Clarence, the entire area. Anyways,
Yeah,
this happened
that
in
sucks.
February 1478. George Plantagenet, the first Duke of Clarence, was allegedly executed. So this is he stood trial, or at least someone decided he must die publicly. And he got it pretty lucky because usually when you're executed publicly, you don't get to decide your manner of death. This person got to decide, and he decided right.
Wow.
What he decided is he was going to drown in a barrel of wine, and it was his own choice. So they stuck him in a barrel of wine, and he drowned. And that can't be pleasant, but what a baller move to plan and be like, if you're going to kill me, I want to kill me in a barrel of wine.
Than water.
It's
more pleasant than water. It's more pleasant than burning at the stake. It's more pleasant than a lot of things at the time. So I got to give him credit for being like, first of all, funny way to die, and also a badass way to die. Like, put me in a barrel of wine, I'll drown my sorrows away.
Yeah, just give me like a few hours so I can just drink gallons of it, black out, and then I'll just roll over face first and drown. I wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
At that point.
And we've
That
already
guy-
established on the podcast that your capillaries absorb alcohol faster than your stomach and liver. So if you
Through your
drink
asshole.
something, so if you actually go in there, your
Straight
eyes, your
boofing.
skin, and your asshole are gonna absorb the alcohol. So you're gonna get drunk as fuck. before
Your
you
skin
die.
does
It's just
too? I thought it
science.
was just your asshole.
No, you can drip it in your eyes. You can snort it.
Well,
yeah,
but
the
not
capillaries
your
in your eyes and ass, it'll be faster. But if you're completely submerged
Snorting
in it,
tequila shots, boys.
No, it was rum.
Lovely.
anyways,
Wow,
yeah,
no,
that was
I
him.
appreciate that. Sounds all right. That's not a bad way to go, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty
If
good.
you had
I
to
give that 10
choose.
points.
Yeah, he gets points for that. Totally understand. He's a lover of the
The finer things in life.
Yeah,
finer
sure.
things. Like wine.
My wine, Dom, you're next.
All right. For the second time, I'm going to jump back in time a little bit because this one's too good not to mention.
God, I hope it's a lamprey guy.
No, it's not the lamprey guy. It's a pretty good one though.
Honorable mention later.
Yeah. This one,
Honorable
I
mention.
think this is our first one where it's a group of people, not just one person.
Oh, is it the dancing
okay.
plague?
No, this is before. This is in 1184 in Germany.
Ooh.
Henry VI
I too have a message for Germany.
was holding an informal assembly at a citadel in Erfurt, and all the nobles got on the second floor, which was made out of wood. And
I can pick a
due to their weight, it broke, and they fell down into a latrine cesspit, and
Classic.
60 of them drowned in the shit water.
Yes!
Nice.
Why can't that happen in Washington, D.C.? We can't be so lucky.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
That's
How
hilarious.
awesome that'd
Modern day fucking state house coding. Damn.
be?
God damn. That's hilarious. They're like, we're having a party here, and you'll fall in a pile of shit. You're too fat.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Fat fatty, big fat fatty.
You are a fat. That's awesome.
I don't want to talk about the dancing plague because I'm just not that impressed.
Let's skip it. We don't have to talk about it. I was
It's
just
a plague about
Alright.
people danced. I kind of want to
It's
talk
some
about.
kind of mass hysteria. We'll save it for the cult episode we've been talking about for 2 years. It's one of those things.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds.
Also, Dylan, you don't have to keep going if you want. I wrote down a bunch, and I think
Yeah, I have a bunch
You don't
more,
have to
too.
keep going.
I
If
have.
You're gonna take 5 minutes each time.
Well, here's the thing: is that was it not funny?
No, it is. I was giving you a free pass.
So
If you
I'm
want
not
to turn that
funny?
back on me, that's on you. But that's fine. I'm just giving you an
I
out.
don't need a free pass. Most of mine are
I'm
like
sorry.
sort of present day, so kind of want to jump to that real quick. But I also
Yeah,
want
but
to
Joe
talk
and
about.
I
we have a little while to go
I
here.
gotta say, Henry I of England in 1135, he was visiting relatives, as most of these people do,
As
and
we all do, I hope. I hope you see
and
well. Say hi to your mom.
yeah,
Everyone on the podcast, if you don't listen to us, call your mom. She wants to hear
Right
from
now.
This is
Definitely,
your fucking call your fucking mom, asshole.
you. Call your mom. She misses you.
straight from Nate, he's telling you call your mom.
You better I will come find you and beat the shit out of you.
Mom! Yeah, she's not here.
He's bringing the bayonet.
So Henry,
He's got to get into the house somehow.
Clank, clank.
Henry, the piece of shit, the first, ate too many lampreys.
Or as he was known at the time, Henry.
Henry.
Yeah, right, Henry. Yeah. It's like World War One. You mean the Great War?
Yes, the
Like-
Great War.
Yeah. So he ate too many lampreys. They don't have any details on that, but we've talked about lampreys a lot because of river
Yeah,
monsters.
I can't believe those are edible.
I wouldn't ever eat
Well,
them.
there's
I don't
there.
want them anywhere
Definitely
near me.
edible, dude. Absolutely edible. You kidding me?
You know what those
I
are,
would
Nate?
maybe.
They're like worms with like a
It's-
sarlacc pit mouth. It's terrifying.
Nate,
an eel.
Nate, you got to know what
Eel.
lampreys are. You seen
Pull
River
it up.
Monster?
We'll pull it up right now.
Yeah,
on the
lampreys are like the oldest things. They're like dinosaurs ages.
Very similar to an
And
eel.
they-
I already have an idea of what they look like in my
Looks
head.
like an eel, also acts like a leech, so it just sucks on your skin, injects you a little bit of things so you don't feel it, but they're like their mouth is like this
They're
fucking
like
big,
a
and they're like
million-
3
it's a
feet
million
long,
Yeah.
and they have like a spiral set of teeth like Alien, like you said, or Predator. No,
Like
I'm thinking more of a Star Wars thing.
Star Wars thing.
I said the
Sarlacc.
Sarlacc pit.
They're parasites.
from
They
Star
suck
Wars.
on your, they drink your blood, and they're all over Lake Champlain in Vermont. Not sure if you've been there a lot of times, but if you go swimming,
there?
you might get a lamprey on you. Yeah.
Oh, I'd be so scared.
Lake Champlain is the closest home to lampreys that I know of.
Yeah, they do a lot of.
That's where Jeremy Wade, the river monster guy, was when he got
Their
it on
entire
his
mouth
neck.
is just teeth. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Fucked.
fucking awful.
Video game
It's like a
shit.
beak in there. They're so fucked up. Yeah, Lake Champlain, dude.
I'm sure that's fun.
Yeah. Watch like episode something on season 3 of River Monsters, and you'll see Jeremy Wade intentionally get one on his
big.
neck. Get one on his neck, and he's like, "I got a lamprey." I mean, it's like it's so
Yeah,
fucked.
the dude's a certified
Did it on
badass.
purpose. The guy's a
Jeremy
guy's
Wade,
a-
number one.
He's
Number
fully
one.
a nutter. He's mental, mate. He's mental.
Dude, they did
Mental.
an episode called River Monsters: Monsters Inside Us, and talk about all the parasites they've gotten going to all these countries.
That's
fucking way,
horrifying.
Yeah,
The scariest show on television to ever exist is not American Horror Story. It's not fucking Walking Dead. It's Monsters Inside Me, which is a documentary-style show about parasites.
fucking hate that show.
Nothing scarier.
Dude, I got a
Tapeworms,
fungus. I got a
botflies.
fungus in Trinidad that was inside me.
Yeah, it's
that's
the
fun.
worst thing ever.
Well, we've all
Is it-
been inside you.
No, that was cool. I came back from Trinidad and my asshole itched so bad, and it was really bad. Went to the doctor.
Yeah,
Went to the-
they found a lamprey in there. They're like, Jesus Christ.
I've talked this
The,
before,
the
but
lamprey
no.
went in tail first.
They're like, your wife didn't notice this? You're like, no.
No, they like their general stores like on the dirt roads have like shelves of every single part isolated from a goat in a Ziploc bag, not refrigerated. You're getting something
What's wrong with that?
just from touching it.
Yeah.
No, like, and it's like 100
delicious.
degrees,
Yeah,
humid,
it's perfect
goat
petri
parts-
dish for
Yeah.
bacteria.
goat
and-
Dude,
goat
they
parts in a
love-
Ziploc
love
bag on
spoiled
different
food.
shelves.
It
You're
tastes so
getting
good.
diseases. It's happening.
Yeah. They hate not sanitizing stuff. It's just the way it is. It's just how it is. Are we ready to move on to the
Yeah.
next one? I don't think
Yeah.
we finished the lamprey story.
That was good.
He
Yeah,
ate
I
too many.
like-
He ate too many of them, and it caused pain in his gut and killed him.
So you think like all the teeth
okay.
the teeth got ground up and they cut his
My
lining up in
guess
the
is
stomach?
that they're sort of more like a bottom feeder, so you're getting
Right, a bunch of bacteria and
you're
shit,
getting
I know.
like bullshit that you get from like raw oysters, which I eat constantly.
yeah, he probably didn't cook
Yeah.
them, huh? He just ate them right down.
Yeah, just raw lamprey.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good at
Is he
all.
like forced to, or actually, you know what?
No.
Yeah, we'll move on. We're good.
He just ate him.
He volunteered.
No, it says
huh?
it was against his physician's advice, which back then we know physicians.
Was also his barber.
Yeah. They were
his
using
boyfriend.
lampreys as medication a week before that happened,
I
so
don't
you
want to
can't
talk
really blame
about
him.
Yeah.
scientists.
Don't eat
These
them.
motherfuckers are lying and getting me pissed. That was a fucking. Does anyone know where that's from?
What?
Huh?
What?
Ah, never mind.
No, say it.
Sorry.
We want to hear it. We've gone too far. You have to say it now.
It was I didn't listen to his doctor, and I made a fucking insane clown policy reference. I don't want a doctor to know.
No,
Well, no,
would
you
not
brought
have
it
gotten it.
God damn it! Is my mic not like loud enough? Okay.
No, sometimes we
It's hard
talk
'cause
over each
the
other so
phone.
much that we don't.
Do you have an iPhone?
No.
No, I don't get.
Okay, there's a noise canceling thing that when like if I talk it mutes you. And so I have to, every time you
it's
talk,
actually
I
what
stop
it is.
talking
When we're
because you
talking,
can't
it's
you
hard to
can't
hear you, yeah.
you can't interrupt us or else it like mutes you. Because if I'm talking right now and you try to chime in, it just like stops it.
Yeah, it's not
Well,
about
to be
just how
fair,
close you
no,
are.
I heard him say the thing. I just wasn't paying attention, so I didn't really acknowledge what he said.
But it has
I'm
happened in the
like,
podcast where
yeah,
he's been
I'm just
talking and you
happy.
can't
Yeah.
hear him because it's muting him. But anyways, my next one is we're going to Persia for this one. It's Safi of Persia. And now we're into what they call the early modern period, the 1600s. So we're almost getting to the modern day here. Safi of Persia, who was a Shah, which means you're the big dog at the time. He was the ruler of modern day Iran so far away. He allegedly died due to alcohol intoxication in a drinking contest against a German nobleman. Georgia, rather. Not
gonna win
German,
that.
Georgia. From the country, Georgia. So this guy came over here and he was like, you fucking Arabs don't know how to drink. He's like, you white folks don't know how to drink.
Damn
Here we
Arabs.
go. And then,
I feel like this is probably a lot more common story than this is actually being led to believe.
yeah, it's only because he's a king or a shah that you know about. This
Our,
is probably all
our
the time.
people could outdrink this guy to the table like fucking no question. Both of them
Absolutely.
probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
is kind of ironic that now in Iran, alcohol is strictly illegal, and this guy did a drinking contest, so it's like, hey. It's almost like if George Washington pirated a movie. Am I right? Subscribe down below. Hit the like button. But anyways,
get it.
yeah,
I don't get the joke.
he basically tried to outdrink an Eastern European guy, and he got drank under the table to the point that the Shah of Iran, whatever it was called at the time, Persia rather,
Shah,
he
right.
died of alcohol poisoning. So you suck, you're dead. Sorry, bud.
Sucks. To
Couldn't
suck.
beat him. Sucks to suck. And I have good faith that anyone from Iran couldn't beat anyone in a drinking contest from Georgia, the country, or Georgia, United States. I'll
is
put my
true.
fucking life savings on it. There's no chance.
Yeah, I bet Georgia. I think both of them are probably pretty boozy people.
I think so.
And you could
Dom,
that
you're up
in the
next.
back row.
Yep. All right,
You
so
take
next
that to the
I
fucking.
have-
That was on our episode 50. You on the speakerphone? You take that to the bank, brother. I put that on the end.
Right, brother.
That's on there.
Yeah, episode 50. Our
This is technically the second time he's
least
been on the podcast.
no. I thought that was 60. I think it was our least cognitive.
Anyways, it was
episode
the one
ever.
where we all got too drunk and we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
the
yeah,
day
yeah.
before Christmas Eve.
The part that Nate was the
that what
best
it
part
was?
of the podcast.
Oh well, thank you.
Yeah, you were not the only person.
It's a compliment,
who called
but
that
it's kind of not because it was such a bad episode.
night. It's awful. Yeah, don't watch it.
Okay.
But
take your
episode
word for it.
61
I'll
and
watch
59 are both awesome.
Anyways,
So this is the first one I think that's not a major person. Like, there's no Wikipedia page on this guy.
nice.
This is in,
common man.
in 1667. James Betts died from
Like
asphyxiation.
movie bets.
Yes,
Yeah.
His great
Dodgers.
grandpappy.
he died
Back to the
from
socks. Sorry.
asphyxiation after being sealed in a cupboard by his girlfriend at a college while she was in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Oh wow.
While she was
Was it
trying
Harvard
to
University?
hide. Well, no, it was Corpus Christi College in
The
Cambridge.
body of Christ.
Yeah, and so
Father Antonio.
She was trying to hide him from her dad and put him in the cupboard, and he suffocated.
She forgot about him?
Oh shit.
She must have forgot.
Or the dad was in there too long, and she was like, "I can't let him out. I can't let him out."
That would take hours. That would take
No.
a long time.
It's sealed tight, so
That's
whatever
fine.
he breathed
How
in is-
tight are these cupboards?
It's a cupboard from that long ago. It wasn't sealed that tight. He must have been in there for a long ass time.
Yeah.
For real.
This
That
reminds me
sucks.
of a time that I had to get snuck into someone's house, and then
Please
their
tell
mom
us
didn't
the
want me to
story.
be there. And
You don't have to use names, but tell us the story.
no names. And then we're like
What do you mean? How? Tell us the time. Like tell the actual story.
high school, and then I wasn't supposed to be there.
I mean, was it at night? You're coming back from something or whatever. I'm sorry.
No. We're having a romantic night, and 17, 18, 19, something like that, 20.
Did you throw pebbles at her window and you snuck in that way?
Pretty much. And yeah, it was like a real covert
Did
operation.
You play Careless Whisper on a cassette player?
Pretty much.
outside
And then
before you went in?
And then
Take me back,
then
baby.
we heard the mom wake up, and I had to crawl in the attic and hide there. And I'm not making this up, but there was a doll in a wheelchair doll.
Oh my god!
Oh my!
And I was in the attic while they were talking, pretending that I wasn't there.
That's
It was-
terrifying.
It's funny. Yeah.
Dude, home invasion is totally cool if it's for Romeo and Juliet stuff. If
Yeah,
not, it's weird as
exactly.
fuck.
Yeah.
But like, how many teenage guys have done a home invasion just to get pussy?
I don't know. Probably a lot.
Yeah, it was
say
fun.
I'll-
I gotta say, the thrill of that was nice. It was a good time. I was in this dark closet with this like creepy doll in a wheelchair.
Yeah, and after you got out of the closet, you're like, I already finished upstairs with the doll, but I'm gonna go home now. I was really wound up tight, which was what the doll was, a wind up doll too. So it was weird.
So I love this story from 1671. One of my favorites of all time. This guy's name was Francois Vitel, and he decided to have a huge party. And there's like 2,000 people there, hosted in honor of King Louis the fucking XIV.
Let them eat cake. This is the
Yeah.
height of aristocratic France, which is like basically how America is now, where they're like, how long can you rich people do this shit before people rise up and kill you?
Yep.
Yeah,
All right,
literally.
so I
So,
think this is where this is going.
We need a new guillotine, basically. Go
so
ahead.
no, this is even better than that. So he hosted the party, and he was so fucking upset that he ordered fish for all 2,000 people. There's a seafood delivery
them eat
that was
fish.
supposed to happen, and he the fish didn't show up on time, so he fucking killed himself with a sword.
What?
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
What?
I
What?
really thought it was fish related.
Yep, he
He's
stabbed
like,
himself.
this party sucks. You ruined it.
Yep. He stabbed himself with a sword, and then his body was discovered when the fish showed up. They're like, "Where is he?" And they're like, "Oh, he killed
Wow.
himself because he was so sad the fish didn't come."
As funny
That
as that
is-
story is, I think it's like the rest of the history, where I think there might have been more going on in his brain than just that.
Yeah.
I think he might have
never
been
know.
slightly sad.
The straw that broke the camel's back.
I think so. It was the fish that broke the camel's back. He's like, all right, now this is too much. Everyone already hates
Funny.
me. The fish aren't here. I'm done. I'm cooked. Unlike the fish.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, I think so. Shit. I have to start looking at my shit before it's my turn, like an asshole taking all my time here.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Come on.
Yeah.
Get it together.
Yeah.
You know, because this is
Going
one of the
Vamp for
most
me.
together and exciting groups going.
Absolutely. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm completely in sync with exactly what's going on.
Oh, yeah. I found it. Matilda of Austria is my next base. The first woman on the list, which I think we have lack of representation here, and we're going to represent women in this part of the podcast. Matilda, Archduchess of Austria. And you know how much on this podcast we appreciate Archdukes of Austria and all their witch powers, and they're starting the Great War and all that kind of fun stuff. But Archduchess Matilda is the daughter of Archduke Albert of Austria. She set her dress on fire while trying to hide a cigarette from her father, who forbid her to smoke. So she was trying to rip a dart on the down low. He walked in. She did the rookie move of not putting it out, but actually hiding it under her
Absolutely.
dress. Meanwhile, she self-immolated by trying to hide the cigarette. I mean, this girl is a badass.
it is
Very,
She
very
died,
solid.
And it's
Doing what she loved.
R.I.P. She died doing what she loved, ripping butts and defying her father.
It is a tale as old as time.
It really is. It really is. So that's all I have to say about that. But I had
That's
to add her because I was
solid.
like, that's hilarious. She was trying to hide smoking a cigarette, which everyone who smokes cigarettes has done that before, but she just put it in the wrong spot and she self-immolated because those
That's
dresses
so
back then were quite gaudy.
Yeah.
A lot of oxygen and a lot of material.
Lot of combustible. Yeah, that would that's a really bad place.
Emphasis on the bust.
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 It's going to make you bust.
Dom, go.
Yeah, so Joe, it's you know, it's just how it's going. Every single time you go before me, you jump like 200 heads before my next one.
I'm sorry about that.
No,
We
it's
didn't
fine,
look
it's
at
fine,
the
it's
years.
fine.
We just try to pick the ones we like. So I think as long as we're in the
fine.
general century or whatever,
Yeah, yeah,
we're
yeah.
pretty good.
So this one I'm going back. It's 1687. It's still pretty close.
I
This
think
one,
so.
this one's fucking hilarious. I think. So it was French composer Jean-Baptiste Lully.
That's a
No,
fucking
no.
name.
Died
Jean-Baptiste.
a couple days after he
Jean-Baptiste
stabbed
Louis.
his foot with a spear while conducting. Because back then you weren't going like this. You had a rod. You were going boom,
Oh,
boom,
shit.
boom, boom, boom.
Why was the bottom sharp? That's such an
don't-
oversight.
He stabbed himself in the foot. And they were
I don't
like,
think they had OSHA back then. I don't think that
finished-
was on
they
the
The
finished-
list.
monkey
the-
bar should be on the top part of it. If you're
Yeah, maybe
Maybe
it was
wasn't
supposed to
paying
be. He
attention.
fucked up. I don't know.
maybe
But
it
they
was
finished
double.
the-
Maybe it was Darth Maul.
Double-
Double sided.
Yeah, so they finished the play or opera, whatever fuck music he was doing, and
Show
he
must
went-
go on.
the doctor looked at him and was like, "Yeah, we're gonna need to amputate." And he went, "No, I want to be able to keep dancing." So he got
Respect.
sepsis and died.
Respect. I'm gonna dance myself out of here. I'm gonna die, but I'll die dancing. Wow.
Man
Respect
of
to that
integrity.
guy.
Yeah.
That is a man of
Props to
integrity.
that man.
Absolutely. Dylan, would you like to go? We might have to.
Yeah,
accelerate this.
Yeah, definitely. The year. So what year did you say, Dom?
Mine was 1687.
Let's say 1700s is where we're working right now.
Yeah,
You can go
1700.
All right,
Yeah.
so this one's
Future, you can go 1800,
17.
you can go 1900. I don't even care. Let's see what we can do. Whatever
All
you
right,
want.
so this was 1703, and there was a hamster named Charles who was
I'm already
reported to
intrigued.
have testicular
hamster?
cancer,
Oh,
and
poor little guy.
yeah,
And
poor
you
little
said
guy.
hamster.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did say
and,
So how the fuck would they know about that?
and he became obsessed with eating his own balls and died.
That sucks, man. Oh man, it's a hamster, dude. Oh, I actually hate that one.
This is the only
Yeah.
sad one. This is the only
Well,
sad one.
It reminds me of the fact that
He ate his own
everyone
balls.
Oh, what a
everyone I've
nut.
ever known who's had a hamster has had their hamster die of the most unnatural death possible.
They all die weird. It's true.
Like
But
my
very little
cousins,
hamsters that
like
I've had
like the school give them
eat their
hamsters, and then
balls.
they end up like in the walls and die, or they get their vacuuming the
Yeah,
floor and get
rodents
sucked
are
up in the
smart.
vacuum.
They're just like the best
Hamsters,
mammal.
I don't think
Or
there's a
your
single
fear.
hamster who's ever died of a normal death. It's
Or
always
your
vacuum
sister's
cleaner.
hamster dies, so she calls the kitchen to see what to do, but Brendan answers, not my dad, and Brendan, as a joke, goes, "Oh, flush it." So she did. It went
Oh my
down.
God.
Wait, Amanda?
Yep.
Wait, what?
She flushed a hamster down the
God,
fucking
dude,
toilet.
are you
Yeah,
fucking
and then
kidding me?
What the hell?
my mom came home and was like, Amanda was like, "Yeah, she
Dude.
died. Don't worry, Brendan told me to flush it down the toilet." So my dad called Brendan and was like, "Did you tell her to flush that dead hamster down the toilet?" And he was like, "I was kidding."
Holy shit!
Oh
I
my
didn't
God,
think she'd
that
take me
poor,
seriously.
that poor girl, dude.
Oh,
She's thrown up after picking up dog shit and then flushed her hamster down the toilet.
Yeah, I've had goldfish that were so big that I didn't dare try to flush them. She flushed the fucking hamster.
You had to bury him. Oh my God.
Meanwhile, I'm clogging the toilet every time. I don't
Yeah,
know what was.
How
going
many
on.
hamsters are you shitting on a daily basis?
And more importantly, how many hamsters did she flush prior to this?
Yeah,
Well, that
how
was
many
the only
hamster
one.
skeletons are
How did
stuck
she
in
know
your
this was gonna work?
your huge
Yeah.
shape right now?
Yeah, your U-trap. How many
Yeah,
hamsters are in
U-trap.
there? Which is because you're as
10
a
hamster
8-year-old
skeletons.
boy,
This
you
toilet
shouldn't be
sucks.
clogging.
Must be the water pressure. No, it's the 10 hamster spinal cords you have lodged in your fucking U-trap. Mr. Jingles is in there too.
You shouldn't be clogging the toilet.
Mr. Jingles. No. The problem why I clog is because even though the commercials are great, Charmin is a terrible toilet paper that anyone with a septic tank, you're advised not to use it.
It doesn't matter if there's
Queen.
hamsters in there. What's the point? At that point, what even matters?
It's soft on your ass, not on your plumbing.
Yeah.
Moving
It's like,
on.
oh yeah, that thing that will double in size when it touches water. Maybe we shouldn't try to put that down a toilet.
Yeah, I'm honestly like, I think that soft toilet paper is a scam.
Please be honest.
Like, no, I'm being honest with you, dude.
Thank you.
Honestly, like for real. Like, I'm not. Like, what are we doing?
real.
Like, no. Like, I like the
are
Scott
we
giant pack for
Oh,
$25 that weighs.
Sucks.
No, dude, fuck
You're
off.
insane.
It weighs
You're insane.
that shit. No, it weighs like 100
You don't have
pounds.
to buy expensive toilet paper, but you can't buy Scott, dude.
Dude, come on,
We're
dude. When's the
adults.
last
We're
time?
adults, dude.
Are you
Dude,
kidding
you have
me?
a
Like,
mortgage.
what do
you
you?
can't buy Scott. Do you have a mortgage? Come on.
What was your fucking asshole burning after you use it? It's fine.
Yes!
Like, half the time you,
Yes.
it's not.
It burns
It's
like
not.
hell.
Yeah.
It's
Wow, you guys-
sandpaper.
If you shit twice in one day at work and using that twice, it's fucking rough.
It's
Wow,
I've
I'm
been
not
using
gonna
it.
jump in that.
I've been using it for years. Dude.
I don't
The
ever
last-
shit twice at work, but
Dude.
if I did, The worst toilet paper is basically Scott.
Well,
It's like the
sometimes you get the
one-ply,
8 a.m.
it's awful.
hangover shit. Then you get the after
It's
lunch.
just
oh, that was
water
my
at that
breakfast
point.
shit.
Just a little dry
No,
off.
it's
you know?
not.
Well, you have to wipe your ass because it's a longer wipe because it's splattered all over your both cheeks and everything are in the operating area. It's awful.
Dude, there's nothing
Your
wrong with
asshole
that toilet
must be
paper.
have a callus like Dan Morrow's
Yeah,
hands from
it
the
has
oven.
to, dude. Dude, the first thing I drink in the morning, a little chili pepper, or cayenne pepper in my water. Switch that
No
around.
wonder
drink
you
that.
can't. Yeah, you know what? You shouldn't even use Scott. You should just
No
use fucking
feeling.
sandpaper because you can't feel anything down there. Your asshole is
fine.
calloused over like a dinosaur foot.
Dude, it's yeah, that's fine. Because
I'm jealous now because my asshole is a little more tender than that. And the one
I don't like to go
will
through
not cut
a
it for
fucking.
a whole year.
I don't like to go through a roll every other fucking day.
Well,
of
you're gonna with
Charmin.
Scott because you have to do twice as much toilet paper to wipe your ass. Cause
Nah,
it's
yeah, but it
see-through.
dissolves way quicker. It's septic safe. It's fine.
Tweaker.
I'm not doing, dude.
I'm not talking about
Expensive toilet
septic
paper
tank.
is
I'm
a
talking about my
scam.
own asshole.
It's
Yeah.
a scam,
Proud
dude.
of-
It's a
proud of
total
yourself,
fucking
Dad.
Well,
scam.
there's plenty of non-expensive toilet paper that isn't Scott.
Yes, I'm just saying it's not.
Yeah.
Don't be expensive. Just
Yeah,
something beyond
HDX
Scott.
HDX brand is another one I like. The Home Depot brand HDX.
brand.
HDX
Yeah.
brand
The Home Depot brand toilet
The
paper.
Home
is
Depot brand.
That's
is
you know why they
good.
have that, right?
Is it-
If you put
is
it
it
in
blue
houses
like the-
you're
like
showing
the
for
paper
real
towels?
estate. It's just to be decoration. Those are not
It's
for
good.
Home Depot doesn't sell toilet paper to help your ass. It's to sell a house,
Dude,
to flip a house.
I worked in real estate for a year. I took a shit at every fucking house I sold, and multiple times, every single one. Because I was have
And
to
you
set up,
sold
do
all
things.
those houses you
Open
dumped in.
houses, showings, always took a
Dude,
shit.
you know what was really
Always.
fun? That cabin we were up at New Hampshire, going to the bathroom upstairs and having to click on the little candlelight and taking a shit, knowing
remember the
that
candlelight.
if the what?
I don't
No.
remember the candlelight, but I remember
Of
that
course
we
it did.
lost
The power went out both nights.
and we couldn't flush the toilets anymore.
Yeah.
They were electronically flushed toilets, which is cool.
Yeah, Nate, you got to come next time to
No,
Boys
no,
Day.
they weren't electronic flush. It's just that the water pump for the house is electric.
That's what it was. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
Electricity
yeah, sorry.
controlled the toilets,
The
and
pumps.
it was out. It was fucked. Yeah, it was funny.
We were off the grid.
Yeah, Nate, you would love it. It had a big solar panel in the yard with
Yeah,
big
Nate was
cables
sick.
that went into the basement.
Yep.
In the basement were 8 truck batteries wired
all
together
connected.
to
Powered
power
in
the
the
house.
house
sequence.
And it went through like a module that converted it into what they needed for the actual.
Yeah, so it wasn't like I have solar panels in this house and they feed the grid. It's bullshit. It's stupid. It's fucking. It came to the house. It's a scam. But this guy had him set up to go to a converter in the basement, then put that battery in put the power in storage of the batteries. And then when shit was fucked, he had a generator outside that was fucked up.
that
Didn't work.
Hell
If
yeah.
that worked, it would have been
Yeah.
great. But our power went out both nights, and it was winter. We were quite chilly. We had the fire going hot.
Yeah, but it also had those propane heaters that work without electricity.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for that one time
except
when we
for
shut
the
it
one
off,
didn't
it was getting
start.
too hot. Then we had a hard time starting it back up, but we got it.
And also for the Avid Podcast viewers on YouTube, the last clip of our intro is me and Dylan in that cabin where he's holding Santa Claus and it pans over to me in the
Yes.
fucking window. That's the cabin.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a good
There
one.
was that one episode where all the commercials were our wrestling introductions
Yes.
coming down
Yeah,
the stairs.
Yes. Yep.
And maybe someday we'll get the Corvette shot in there, Dylan.
Those aren't up yet?
You have to be shitting.
Dude, I'm not shitting you, dude.
You put it up 5 times. You go, it doesn't work. And I said,
Nate,
"Give it
as
to
a
me."
gift, as a wedding gift, I was given it's a C4 Jim Beam decanter 1985 unopened white
White.
on red C4 Corvette full of Jim Beam from 1985. So we had a genuine pagan ceremony where we passed the C4 around. And
you might want the cap to be like the nose or the bumper. No, it's the bottom. So you have to hold the whole car up.
No, it wasn't the bottom, dude. It's,
No, it
it's
was
where it's
inside.
where you put the T-tops in the back. Not the T-tops.
I thought it was the bottom. I remember tipping
No,
the
no.
car back on
Because
my
you had to
mouth.
pick the car up like this and drink it.
Yeah, the car would
No,
upside
no.
down when you were drinking out of it.
Yeah, and it was good. Like that was
We
one of the
we
better
finished
bottles
it
of
pretty
Jim. Like
quickly.
I had a bottle of Jim a couple weeks ago, and I was like, this does not taste like the C4.
Yeah, because it's not good whiskey.
It's not aged. It's not 35, 40-year-old
aged
Jim
in a
Beam.
porcelain
Aged in
Corvette.
a C4 white Corvette. It might have
All
been
right,
84.
Dylan. Well, this is your fucking last hurrah. You have to put it up now because we need
Dude, where
it
do
for
I
the
put it?
podcast.
It wouldn't go on the drive. I can send you on Facebook.
Don't send it on. You can't put it on Google Drive. It won't even work there.
No.
Is that what you're saying? I don't
didn't
understand why I
work.
wouldn't even do that.
I have it on my phone. I need to get this up. We had
You
a
have to put
huge
it on the
ceremony.
computer,
It was
then.
fucking amazing.
You have to rip it to a computer and then put it on.
We all passed around the C4. Just I gave a
Alright,
real
yeah,
good
we'll blew each
speech.
other up.
Insane.
I gave
All
a
right,
real
who's
good
next?
speech.
Who's next on the dead people list?
I just gave hamster, so we should do a
All right,
one
so it's
commercial
Joe.
break, then move to present day ish, sort
Okay.
of, because we're getting there.
Yeah, we're
I also
pretty close
just
to
realized
present
that
day,
didn't technically fall under the category because it was a hamster, but like,
Well, sometimes the rules do get broken, my friend.
well, fair enough. Just
Dom,
trying-
take us out.
Sometimes you have to
Take us
convert
out.
your bug to 5 lug instead of 4. You know.
yeah, sometimes
Yeah,
Five-
I mean,
4 out of
5 is
5
better
is-
than 4.
5 is better than 4, but 4 is, not bad either.
I would. My Mark II, I'm always keeping 4 because I like the snowflakes.
And just like a smart car with 3
Ooh.
words are being said, I don't fucking know. We're gonna take another commercial break and then try to finish off this list.
What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome back to the podcast. We were talking about people dying, and the last one was not actually a person, it was a hamster. That was a sad one. We're now going on to whatever the fuck is next. Here you go.
That's
Thanks,
exactly
Nate. That was
right.
mint.
Nice.
That was fucking more than mint. That was fucking
Glorious welcome back.
Good shit. So, I guess we were trying to head more towards the modern day, right, Dylan? Because you wanted to get towards your other stuff like that, right? But I think that Dom had another one in 1800s you wanted to do.
Yeah, I'll do that quickly. Just because this is Alan Pinkerton, who died in 1884. Who
That
we
was
talked
the
about.
next one I had, Dom.
All right.
I went all over your ass. Go ahead, do that one.
All
do
right.
that one. I'll do the next one, and then we'll
I
move on to
I
Dylan's.
brought him up in the famous Dicks episode.
Yes,
for him being
Pinkerton.
a private investigator.
Exactly.
yeah.
So I'll do one more, but you go.
Damn,
Very, very noble man and stuff. But
Pinkertons.
how
We
did
need
he-
more time, Arthur, and money.
We gotta go.
How did-
Guarma? Was Guarma?
How did this
No.
motherfucker die?
Tahiti?
Tahiti.
Tahiti, brother.
Alan Pinkerton tripped over some pavement, hit his chin and bit his tongue so hard that he cut it and developed gangrene from the injury.
Wow.
Oof. That's a
That
big
sucks.
oof.
How
How many deaths he's responsible for, and he took a
you know
digger.
what? Yeah, that's,
Yep.
I think that seems like a well deserved. His.
I mean, I
he
know
bit-
that Dom
he bit
loves
off his
him,
tongue
but
that
I
he
hate him.
used to lie. What?
It's like the Alaskan Bone guy with Dylan and me, where he loves him and I hate him. That's Pinkerton with Dom. He loves Pinkerton and I hate him.
Oh,
the
love
boners.
Pinkertons. I just love Red Dead too.
You love him and you're in love with him. And
everyone-
you asked him to marry you. He said no.
All right, Joe, what you got?
Doe Powers, if I can find it on the goddamn list. I'm trying to use the function on my computer to find what I'm trying to do here, which is Doe Powers, and it's not giving me shit.
You mean Doc Powers?
Yes, I mean Doc Powers.
I found him already just by scrolling.
All right, I found him. So here's my last one. This actually will bring us nicely into the modern era. So we came from an Egyptian pharaoh being killed by a hippopotamus to a baseball player who has a photograph taken of him. Now we're in the modern era. Doc Powers, which this is the kind of guy I want on my team if I'm a coach. He sacrificed the body for the play. The ball's going over the wall. It's a foul ball. He's not even trying to rob a home run. He's just trying to catch a foul ball for an out. He's like, I don't want to be a strike. I want to be an out. He goes running into the wall so hard that he causes internal bleeding and intestinal problems, and he dies of that.
Holy shit!
He was like, I'm gonna catch this ball, boom, and it hits the gut, and then that
Holy
week
fuck.
he passed away. So this guy
Yeah.
is a great baseball player. I don't know what his batting average is, he's dedicated, and that's all I care
Yeah.
about. So this guy is on my team.
You got to
right now.
keep it dedicated.
Doc Powers, I'd say. Yeah, he died playing baseball. Jesus Christ.
His batting average was 216. He hit 4 home runs, had 199 RBIs. That's not bad for
Yeah,
1909.
It's not
that's
bad,
okay.
but also, if they had Golden Gloves then, he would have got it. This guy died trying to
Yeah.
catch a foul ball.
yeah,
He was
absolutely.
diving for those pop flies. He was
He
diving.
definitely
out there.
he was player of the year at least for that.
Oh,
No
yeah,
question.
dude, Doc
You know,
Powers.
it's interesting you bring that guy up because I just saw a picture yesterday from a couple of years after when Babe Ruth ran into a wall trying to catch a foul ball and knocked himself out for a couple minutes.
Really?
Wow.
Funny.
Then he woke up and he was like, all right, I still want to play. They were like, what? He's like, yeah.
Oh.
And they let him play.
Well, Babe
Okay.
Ruth, unlike Doc Powers, had about 2.5 feet of fat
Protection.
in between him and the
Yeah.
wall, so he was never in danger of dying from internal bleeding. Didn't Babe Ruth die at like 54, though? He did die young.
He definitely didn't
Yeah.
make it that far. Yeah, make it
Only
far.
the good die young.
Going with the episode of death, what did Babe Ruth die from?
Good
that up.
question.
Alcoholism
Probably.
and bad
Yeah,
eating
probably.
habits.
Well, no
I don't know if
surprise.
I think it was heart failure, but it was smoking cigars 24/7, drinking 24/7, and eating 24/7. Some
And-
people just are that good at sports they don't have to even try. I mean, he was
Yeah.
that guy. You
Yeah,
can clearly
exactly.
tell he wasn't dedicated to athleticism, health, or technique. He was just like, this is my thing. I do it every day, and he just did it.
So
Back
he
when
had-
American
he-
sports was great.
He had cancer, but didn't die from that. He got pneumonia and died from the pneumonia.
He beat his own cancer. He's like, I can
I'm gonna
beat
beat
that.
you to the punch.
I'm going to
years?
take you out before
Give
you
me
can
a
take me
cigar.
out.
I'll beat this right now.
That's great.
Heck yeah.
What a true champion. One of the best of all.
The great Bambino. Dylan, do you want to bring us into the modern era now? Our lists are exhausted.
Yeah, so I'm kind of going to jump around. You guys can go behind this one just because it's a little more modern, but it's my favorite one. We're in Reston, Virginia, in 1997.
West Virginia.
Cops found the body of a 22-year-old who decided to bungee jump off of a 70-foot bridge.
Okay.
And so
This is like a
he,
metaphor.
Eric, decided to not do a commercial, operation and decided to bungee jump on his own. So he tied together a little under 70 feet of bungee
I was like,
cords
let's
together.
go see the Titanic. Don't worry. I have my own submarine.
Yeah, so he tied. So say the bridge is 70 feet. He tied together 60 feet of bungee cords.
Perfect.
To
Like regular
allow-
bungee cords
They don't
that you
stretch.
use to tie
They
down
don't
your
stretch, so it's fine.
It says he tied together several bungee cords together. So
That's
he
how you're
strapped
supposed to
himself
do it.
in, nice and secure, jumped off the bridge, hit the ground immediately because he didn't realize bungee cord stretch.
That's the whole point.
Oh, you made it too low. Oh,
He measured him before the jump. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
they measured out his bungee cords to length.
Just
And it was
enough.
just under 70 feet.
Wish if it was a real rope, he would snap his ankle and have immediately. But he's like, no, we got it. It's bungee, so it's soft.
Oh,
What the fuck?
wow.
one.
That is a crazy motherfucker.
That's a good
right
one.
there.
I never heard that one before.
That is a
Jesus
good one.
Christ.
I like that one a lot.
He's like, no, we're gonna think about this beforehand. We're gonna measure it out. Just because you plan doesn't mean you know what the fuck you're doing. That's for goddamn sure.
Exactly.
I mean, do you guys want to do anything? I think we should just move to the modern age and just pick whatever we want to do to be funny.
That's
I
why
mean, I
did
had
that.
one more, which is still in the time where there was photographs, but not much. And that's someone called Franz Reichelt. And this one is famous. It's another story like I heard from the Mercury Emperor. I knew this story. I didn't know his name. So this guy in the 1800s in Paris was like, I'm going to create a flying machine, which has happened many times. Many brave, intelligent dumbasses have died this way. He did it the same way too. He built an entire parachute out of cloth, and he had a full wingsuit, full parachute. And he's like, this will do it. And of course, what else can you jump off of in Paris if you want people to notice you? Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
Notice me.
I'm on the Eiffel
Notice
Tower.
me, senpai.
I don't know.
Excited to see my Lord and Savior Baphomet represented in such glorious Italian stone. I do hope his eyes gaze upon me, and that my allegiance is recognized. I don't know. Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
So the guy got a whole crowd surrounded. He had his big parachute suit on, and he took a dive off the Eiffel Tower. and he probably hit faster than the guy Dylan talked about. I mean, this guy hit the ground fast.
Boom!
Boom! I mean, it was probably like flowy, like he was flapping around, but I mean, that's not going to do it. So the guy made a whole thing. He invited everyone to the party. He jumped off the thing to prove a point, and his point was proven, but not the way that he wanted to. So he took a nosedive fast.
Nice.
But at least he didn't get dragged by a deer for 16 miles, so I think he didn't have to deal with his consequences.
That is rough.
I wonder what he thought on the way down, though, is like, I'm probably right about this. Oh, no. Something like that. But
Well,
all right. I'm gonna jump back ahead a little bit to 1974. One Basil Brown was 48 years old when
Twins, Basil.
they died. Basil, second Basil tonight. They were a health food advocate in England.
Oh no.
Died.
Oh,
from
they live
liver
forever.
damage.
Yeah.
After he consumed 70 million units of vitamin A
What the fuck?
and 10 gallons
Too much of a good thing.
carrot juice in a 10-day period. That's almost
10
like eating
gallons?
salmon
10
for
gallons?
3 straight days.
That's really close to that. You're right, Dom.
And he, from all the vitamin A and carrot juice, his skin started to turn yellow, and then he died from liver damage.
Nice.
Also,
No.
yeah, it's
Love
real,
that.
real healthy. Kind of like that. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's mentioned later on. We won't talk about it.
No, but I love that. It's like, hey, if vitamin A is good, then let's do all the vitamin A. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Just like
The-
Dylan's T-shirt.
That's
I do
right.
know that if you consume a polar bear's liver, it has so much vitamin D that you will overdose on vitamin D and die.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
other livers too. You gotta be careful with eating mammal liver. It's
Concentrated.
Yeah.
can be a challenge.
Never been a liver guy anyway. So
I like liver. I like duck and chicken pate, beef pate. I do like the liver. And the
Foie
pate.
gras.
What?
Foie
Pate.
gras. Stuffed goose liver.
Yeah, it's like a you eat it with like crackers. They mix
But pad
onions
thai
in it.
doesn't have liver in it, right? Usually.
No, definitely not. But a lot of banh
So why'd
mi,
you say it?
like Vietnamese sandwiches, have liver pate as like their almost like mayonnaise.
Damn. There's
I don't know what any of this means.
yeah, I don't really know either.
It's nice. It's real nice.
I don't
yeah.
stray very far from what I already eat.
Some of us do.
Always love the feeling of being like, I'm so healthy, I'm gonna kill myself. Like it's always a grim.
I always appreciate seeing.
Yep.
I like seeing any of those health aficionados and fitness
Owen
fucking
just
losers.
died last week. She was on an all fruit diet for 4 years.
Oh yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that. I appreciate that. Yeah,
That's well, I didn't know if it was gonna be
I
on
like
the
to see
list,
them
then.
go down. I definitely do.
Yeah, I mean Prometheus. You know, you think you're trying to bring something to the people, but you find out you're gonna be pecked to death by seagulls for the next eternity. Sorry.
Yeah,
Nice try.
It's funny. It's funny. I like this one a lot. Any of y'all been to Niagara Falls?
Nope.
No,
I have
actually.
not, sadly.
Yeah,
No one?
No.
I've been up and
Oh.
around that place, just never actually made it there. I literally almost circled it around, just it never happened.
I don't know.
Damn.
Okay. All right. It's cool. Yeah. No. I went last year, and it's pretty underwhelming. You go, well, there it is, but it is tall. So, in 1995, Daredevil named Robert decided to do something
Just
no one
Robert?
had ever done.
The Daredevil.
It's- well,
Robert
on
the
the
Daredevil.
on the Darwin Awards, they don't give full names.
Robert Canavert.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So they don't give names on Dar Awards. They would just say a first name. So
They don't want to embarrass
Robert,
them more than they already have in their life.
yeah, right. So Robbie decided to do something no one ever done: ride his jet ski off Niagara Falls. But don't get too crazy because he wasn't being completely stupid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it
he-
doesn't. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
He fitted.
Oh
he fitted,
yeah.
he fitted his jet ski with rocket boosters and had a parachute.
Nice. Hell yeah.
No,
If you
don't
get
get
it-
him
if you
wrong.
get it,
He was
do it.
sure he was gonna die. He really made a good point of it.
Exactly. Yeah, instead
What
of
the hell?
going 100, he was going 150, whatever. So his idea was, as he hit the falls, so fire the booster as he gets airborne, and then open his
Do a
parachute
flip.
at the apex of his flight, and then drift down safely into the water below. But unfortunately,
how did that
Robert,
go?
how did it work
This
out?
sounds pretty solid all the way through. I can't imagine it
Pretty
went wrong.
solid, yeah. So he failed to factor one thing, is that water's wet. So as he's fucking redlining this jet ski towards the falls, he decided to press the button, and his rockets were soaked in water, so they didn't ignite. And then he went straight off the edge,
Right
tried
down.
to open his parachute, but it was soaked in water and didn't fucking work, and just went off and died.
Oh
Never
my
tested
god.
it one time. Never tested it. Just this will work.
That's a work. Yeah, my parachute doesn't absorb.
As long
it
as
just-
the
it's
rockets
wet now,
and the
so it doesn't
parachute works
fucking
in
work.
this waterfall, I'll be fine. So I don't see how it could go wrong.
Reminds me of the guy, again, this is honorable mention, but the guy who, the flat earther that we've mentioned before. I forget his name.
Oh yeah,
but
the Rocket Man. Yeah.
Yeah, he decided that he was going to build a
Have
rocket
you heard this,
from
Nate?
the
He
home.
built a
I
rocket
think
so you
I
can see the
actually-
curve.
This is like a couple years ago. Like,
So he can
yeah,
prove
it's
that
four
it
or
works.
5 years ago. He wanted
is on
to.
the
He
list.
thought that all airplane windows are televisions.
They're all lying.
and
They're all
and
lying.
all the space things, all lies, all whatever. The Earth is actually flat, and everything.
But
to
he
the
was a
airplane's
smart
all
guy,
fake.
weirdly enough, because he was an engineer.
Is that-
I don't
yeah,
know
so-
how
Oh,
he could be
definitely,
that
but-
smart and still be that stupid.
Definitely.
So he
built his
built
own
like a
rocket.
legit not legit, but like a rocket that would bring him like 3 stages into the atmosphere in his backyard, and strapped himself to it, and he fucking blew up at like 5,000 feet and died.
I mean, would you?
He never
really
saw the
expect
curve.
Would you really expect anything less? That's awesome.
Not at all. No, 100%. Exactly how we all thought that would go down.
And that is,
Now I'm seeing a Venn diagram, Dylan, between history's greatest fuck ups and famous deaths. I mean, there it is right there.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's a fuck up.
That's probably my favorite ones.
that's a
One's
that's
good.
a really good one. Yeah, I mean,
Here
I
I
say-
go,
I say we
guys.
do-
Wham, bo.
I say we do one more round and whatever our favorites are, and let's get out of here because it's going a little bit long here.
Yep.
I had to mention
Let's
this one that I saw. It's Jimmy Ferrozzo. So Jimmy Ferrozzo was a bouncer at the Condor Club in San Francisco. So I'm already interested in the story. He died while engaging with sexual intercourse with his girlfriend, Teresa Hill,
that's-
on a
I mean,
grand piano that was lowered from the ceiling by a hydraulic motor. He accidentally activated the
What?
lifting mechanism, which pinned him against the ceiling, and he suffocated. So it's like it's an opposite Looney Tunes. He got crushed by the piano upwards, not down.
He's a real
Hey,
modern day
crashed
Giles
him.
Corey.
He was
my
getting
Yes.
laid, and the piano whoop, and he went up, and then the piano crashed him upward, like
What the
opposite Looney
fuck?
Tunes.
Jeez.
Love that. Love
That
that.
can't be a good way to go. But
That's
God willing, at least he busted before his lungs
Yeah.
busted out of his ribcage.
You know what? Salute to that.
Salute. Jimmy Ferrozzo. Hey,
What a fucking way
buongiorno.
to go. Jesus.
There you go, Jimmy. He died the way he lived, being Italian.
Oh man, this is a tough one for me to decide. I'm going to try to do two very quickly because they're from the same year, both in 1979. The first one, this one is very fitting for this podcast. Robert Williams, not Robin
I
Williams.
saw this one. I love that. Yeah. Yep.
Robert
fan.
Williams died. This is hilarious. Wait till you hear how it happened.
He died in 1979. He was working at a Ford Motor Company car building plant. He was the first person ever to be killed by a robot.
Robert
They started
Williams.
putting
Oh.
robot arms in the
Patient
thing, and
zero.
the arms swung too fast and hit him in the head and killed him.
Good God.
And now
Robot
there's definitely now an OSHA demonstration video of that just happening
Because of him.
because of him. Yep, that now has a
And
sign.
my other 1979 is a 20-year-old named John Bowen, who was from Nashville, New Hampshire, I believe. He was at a football game at Shea Stadium, which is a baseball field, which is interesting. But during the halftime show, a 40-pound model plane that was shaped like a lawnmower fell in and crashed into the stands and killed him.
What the fuck?
So many words just happened.
Like, how
That-
can it be a model plane if it's shaped like a lawnmower?
I don't get it.
And why was it trying to be flown in the sky? 40 pounds landed on the guy in the stands.
If that alone is inspiration for everyone, that just live your life, because that fucking shit can happen. And
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
have
that guy had no way of
control
knowing
over it.
that.
You might get hit
No
by a flying
idea.
lawnmower.
He's watching a
At a
football
football
game,
game.
watching a football game at a baseball stadium, and he's fucking.
That's why you have to unplug. You have to
Yeah.
undo the spark plug before you throw the plane. That way, the blades won't start up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So Nate, I got one from just a couple weeks ago actually that I want to bring up. But before that, do you mind telling everyone about what happened to Jeffrey Epstein?
Oh, he killed him.
Unusual deaths.
Do you know?
Yeah, he killed himself. Of course he.
Okay, there's that, guys.
Killed himself. Story's over. Open the shut case, Johnson.
Release it all. It's right there. You heard it here first. Of course.
Yeah. Yep. Done. Cool. Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. End of that. End of
That's
that
totally
story.
fine, and,
Yep.
and it's probably true. And even if it isn't true, obviously when Nate signed his work contract, every bit of his data is harvested by Elon Musk. He needs to be very careful. We need to be very careful for him. He's doing us a favor being on our show. Let's not trap him into a Twitter fight with his boss.
No,
You
well,
X?
Works at Tesla, aka fucking Jack Ryan at the CIA. Gotcha. No problem. Your secret
yeah,
safe with
totally.
us.
Yoink.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
for,
Jeffrey Epstein did in fact kill himself, according
Yep.
to Nate.
But it wasn't
So-
an unusual death. We can at least belongs on the list, you know.
It
Yeah, no,
so
it's-
my
it's-
Having the
that's not even
names
unusual.
of
It's completely-
multiple important people around the world as a pedophile island and you die, that's an unusual death. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, unusual death. So, that one's too sad. So this one. So,
Sad? No, wait. What?
You heard it here first. Dylan says Jeffrey Epstein dying was a sad thing.
no. I was reading something else. That was
You heard it
not
first.
sad. That
Breaking
was
news,
funny.
people.
Because he, you know,
Because the cameras got shut off.
yeah. Did you hear their video? Like, there's an audio that's probably fake, but it sounds like he's getting the shit beat out of him.
Wait, really?
Like, imagine you're
Talking about the
Jeffrey
one where it
Epstein.
goes like this?
Imagine you're Jeffrey Epstein.
Please stop it. Oy.
That one?
I can't believe you do this to me.
Like that.
Imagine you're Jeffrey Epstein. All the lights go out.
Please don't make me do that.
And then your door opens.
I think
and
even
you're
us
like,
imagining it puts us on a list somewhere online.
no,
Imagine
it's just
your
funny.
head-
But you're just like
Imagine how that is to
just
be
imagine
him.
being him, and you're just like that. Your gate is your fucking steel door or whatever it is opening, and the lights are out, and you're like, ah, shit.
Dude, it's like I was gonna say Reservoir Dogs, but Dom hasn't seen it, so I'll bring up Inglourious Bastards. You just hear the bat hitting the wall.
Yeah.
The very
Like,
cute.
oh,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Donnie
you know
Donowitz.
it's coming for you. Like
yeah
that's gonna be
Donnie
me.
Donowitz is coming. Yep.
2 hits. I hit
exactly.
you. You hit the floor, Jeffrey.
That's another one for New York.
Jewish.
All right, Dylan, what
man.
you got?
Let's wrap it up.
Gotta read this one. I was
Wrap
gonna
it
read
up,
one
wrap
from
it
this
in.
year,
Let
but
me
this
begin.
one I didn't even finish reading it, but it's good. So
That makes sense.
You can probably do a
it's-
whole other episode on Darwin Awards that are from like
Un-
1900.
Unknown from May of 2021, the body of a 39-year-old man was found wedged inside the hind leg of a paper mache statue of a stegosaurus.
What the fuck? Oh my god! Thank you for waiting for this one.
Oh my god.
in the town of Santa Coloma de Gramenet, Catalonia, Spain. Initial police reports did not suspect foul play.
He's just really excited about
Wait, they had to
dying.
narrow it down. Someone
Kid loves
No,
dinosaurs.
nothing unusual about this. This happens.
He just stuffed himself up into like a puppet-like shape from like Poltergeist. He's like, yeah, that's not foul play. He just does that sometimes. Inside a Stegosaurus paper mache. I mean, come on, man.
So they don't know
Foul
how he got
play?
it. They
What
have
kind of play
no.
was it? It was fun.
This is what the police.
Just
They
goofing
said
around.
that
We're just hanging out at
around.
Embassy Suites.
The
We're going
police-
to Longhorn Steakhouse at a fucking bachelor party, just goofing.
the police
One guy ends up in a
hypothesized that
Stegosaurus
he
thigh.
may have crawled inside
That would be
head
the highlight
first
of
to
the night.
retrieve his cell phone before his leg became stuck, trapping him
It's so
inside. How did
recent
his
he had a
cell
cell
phone
phone.
get in there? So they had to cut it apart. Whatever it is, they still have no idea how it got in there. But he was found because
protesting the art display. That's what it was. He knew they'd have to cut it down to get him out.
Yeah. And also, he was trying to prove the idea that the Stegosaurus's brain was actually the size of a walnut, like his. Watch this.
yeah, exactly. So they have no idea how he got in there. But some passerbys noticed it started smelling really bad, and they're like, "What the what?"
Well, did they
And
do
there's
an
a-
autopsy? I want to see how many drugs were in his fucking system when he did that. That was a
Exactly.
good idea.
So that's part one. Part two is that the most recent death that's weird is only a couple weeks ago. Giacomo Chiarparini,
That's a
age
word.
74, from Lombardy region of Italy, which is the upper left side, died
Yes,
when a
not the upper west, the upper left.
The fupa
left.
of Italy.
yes died when a shelf in the warehouse fell and crushed him, but he died because there was thousands of wheels of Parmesan cheese, each weighing 40 kilograms. So he was killed by cheese.
Nice.
Oh,
I
And it
mean,
wasn't
And it
his
took
cholesterol.
and it took
it
12
wasn't the
hours.
nice way either.
he was
get his
lactose
body.
intolerant. Everyone do your dumb joke until I get it out.
It took 12 hours to get his body out.
Oh, man.
They didn't have to eat it. They could have just picked it up and moved it out of the way.
I was like, we cannot waste the... Just because one guy died, we can't waste the cheese.
It was 12 hours for him to get out. Well, that's how long it usually takes for cheese to go through meat, so that makes sense.
Hey!
There we go.
Double play.
Wow.
Don't
Double
hit your
speed.
guts on the wall when you're trying to hit the foul ball. That's pretty good. I mean, obviously, we could go on forever, and we have. But we've enjoyed our time here talking about insane deaths. And God willing, we'll all die like this, and we'll end up on this list one day. For crushed by cheese. We didn't even mention the guy who tied balloons to a lawn chair and took off into the sky, and he didn't
Love that.
make it home. I mean, there's all kinds of good deaths. Maybe we'll do an episode on Darwin Awards. We don't know, but for the most part, it's been fun. We've been here tonight. I think we should wrap it up. And my favorite segment, what's it called again, Dom? I always forget the name.
It's it's final thoughts.
Final thoughts. We'll start with our guest, if you don't mind, Nate. We do a little thing where we kind of wrap up our final thoughts on the topic. It could be as long as 10 seconds or as long as 100 hours, whatever you feel like talking about. What are your final thoughts on the list of unusual deaths, if you wouldn't mind telling us?
I don't know. Look down before you shit.
Great fucking point.
Perfectly said.
That's good
Couldn't say it
shit.
better myself.
That's a good advice for everybody all around the world, no matter where
Yep.
you are. It's almost
That's,
like putting your car in reverse and looking at the hood. It's like you're not looking there. The shit's happening beyond. You need to
Yep.
look back.
That's a thing, too. Trust me. Driving in Boston, you fucking... Holy shit. Get flashbacks.
Yeesh.
Well,
Yeesh.
yeah, that's about it. And, the podcast, it's been an honor being finally able to make it onto one of these damn things. And,
Fuck yeah, man.
I appreciate you guys. This will be good.
We appreciate you. We have a long queue of merch that's going to be distributed soon, as promised 3 years ago, almost. You're on the list. So
But this time
for
we're
being
serious.
a guest,
Please
we
don't
don't let
disappoint
you
us.
leave empty-handed, but it could take a couple of years. You'll get stickers, a
A
hat.
couple of years.
Everyone's waiting, and
Oh, okay.
you're
I'll
now
be
on the
good to go.
list, which is a privilege.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's a thank you. It's a thank you for being here because we couldn't do it without you.
You've been a great
Well-
guest. We'd love to have you on again.
Amazing
I concur
episode,
with that.
amazing guest, all your insight, top notch.
Absolutely. All right, but anyway,
Can't wait to have you back.
My final thoughts will be there's a theme throughout this entire list, and there's something tied between unusual deaths and insane hubris. Everyone on this list almost,
Oh,
besides
yeah.
a couple accidents, is like,
Absolutely.
I can do this. whether it's a jet ski off of Niagara Falls or it's a fucking guy jumping off the Eiffel Tower, it's like I'll be fine. This will be fine. And they were.
I can
so
kill
wrong,
this
but-
elephant. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can eat all these lamprey.
Yeah, it's like I love the level of confidence these people have, mostly men, because women usually aren't stupidly confident enough to kill themselves.
We didn't even name one woman.
Yeah,
We did. She was trying to hide
Yeah,
a
we
cigarette
did.
from her father, and that was the.
Oh,
dad's
right,
fault.
right.
Yeah,
But that
it's
was-
still
that
a
was
guy's fault. But yeah, I think that there's definitely a tie between pride will bring it to fall, and obviously I'm glad they were so prideful because they're prideful because not only does it make for a good story, it makes for a great death, and I love that with this list. So that's my final thoughts: is that don't be too proud to admit that you're a dumb shit, because whether you die from a wheel of cheese or someone stabbing you in your ass because you forgot to look down, we're all fallible, and we come from dust, and dust we shall return. My Lord and Savior Jesus Christ told me that when he was reading.
All right, so my
Sick.
final thoughts are: if you look down into a toilet and you see someone there with a knife, piss on them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Try to
Solid.
blind him.
Yeah.
God bless us with pepper spray, and it's stored in the balls.
In the balls.
My final thoughts are: I'm a big believer in measure once or don't measure at all. Cut as many times as you need. That is how I do most things, and that doesn't work when it's a life or a death situation. So be careful out there. Sometimes if it's
It's the jungle out there.
that
You're gonna
crazy,
die.
maybe measure twice, cut once. Maybe measure twice, cut once. And
can always cut
and
multiple
honestly, as you get older, just dial it down slightly on the shit that'll kill you. I have
Life's
no
already
idea
gonna
how
get you.
I have no idea how I'm alive still. Made it through my 20s, completely miracle. And I've dialed down slightly, just a little bit, a little less dumb, just like a tenth. And you just don't need to, there's no race to win, just try to make it through the race, make it through the long term.
Exactly.
Because these
Or the
people
man.
die, it's fucking insane. Just don't go bungee jumping. Like, there's no fucking point. There's no point. There's no fucking point. Jumping out of airplanes, that shit,
measure
it's
it.
just no goddamn
How about
point.
measure none, cut once, cut multiple times? How about measuring the fucking bungee cord by 6
Yeah, well, exactly, yeah. Well, no, the thing, dude, honestly, he measured,
He
dude.
did measure. That's the problem.
He measured, so that's what I'm saying. So
He tried.
that's not, he probably would have done better without
Desperate
it.
times call for desperate measures.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree on that.
That's all I got,
And,
guys. Well, we want to
so
thank Nate.
Let's wrap it up. We
for being here.
Does Nate want
Can't wait
to
to have you
plug
back.
anything? Let's give him a chance if he wants to plug anything before he leaves. We should give that chance to all guests.
What am I gonna plug? I don't know.
There was your friends thing earlier when I was in the can.
I want to plug my homie Cal, who's a
Yep.
rad just kid who's good at shit. Who runs White Crest Surf Shapes in Cape Cod, California. Did I say California? I meant Massachusetts.
Shocker, bro.
He is a Volkswagen kid and a Volkswagen head, and he makes some sick sticks, as they're called. So that's my only plug from earlier. I don't know. That's really about it. I mean, everyone, I'd say I'd plug Dom for just being a cool dude and have me on the show, but he's already here. So
Well, we loved having you on, no doubt.
Can't wait to have you back, dude. It was a good time.
absolutely.
Let's wrap it up.
Wrapping it up.
All right, Milky. All right,
We'll see you guys next time. Later, amigos.
Don't die in a not funny way.
Yeah, I get that, but also, Joe, you're completely wrong about the Hitler thing because no, he might not have died in Berlin. He might have died.
Okay, that's totally
An old
fine. But you
man
understand
in
what I was doing was
Argentina.
segueing into the idea of the podcast, not getting into a 20-minute conversation about Hitler's death. You understand, right? This is only episode
You're
80
talking
something.
to the wrong guy, okay?
This isn't
Yeah.
your first fucking
We-
rodeo.
80-something episodes. of
Every
this, and you
podcast
might-
is our first podcast, according to Dylan.
I'm gonna have to go back just a little bit because I really want to talk about this one
That's
It's
right.
not
as long
by
as we
far, though.
stick within like a relative timeline.
Yeah.
Just don't say Jeffrey Epstein yet.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's gonna get there.
You know what, Milky Butts? You can do Jeffrey Epstein. No, you're not biting. I know, but you're not biting yourself. You're biting someone
That's
else.
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying. We
because
never know
you're
how
raping.
strong our jaw is because we never
You
tested
can't-
out besides
you
our
can't
own
actually bite
mouth.
as hard as you can
Are you
because
even
all the
listening to me?
nerves- the nerves
I'm
in your
listening to you,
teeth,
but it just sounded
you'll
like you're
hurt
like, oh,
yourself
you
before get to that
you just
point.
talked about the reaction you have where I'm like, oh, you can't actually ever like hurt yourself that bad because your brain stops you from hurting yourself.
I didn't
Like,
say that.
No, but
You
no,
referred-
but I can hurt others.
I know you can. I was agreeing with your point and saying, you know how strong our jaw is? This, that, and the other thing. You go, oh, you think you can't do it because that. I go, no, that's not what I said. I was agreeing with you, and you couldn't.
I
look
understand. I
back.
understand.
If I'm being raped, I'm going to bite hard.
Okay, or just want to make sure that you're not like, oh, my brain's
And you
gonna
can take
stop
that
me
to the bank.
from biting my raper. You know, like I know you got
Well,
this.
no, the only thing that's going to stop
Promise,
me is
just
the only thing that's
bite
gonna stop
harder.
me is our safe word. I'll make that very clear.
It's like wicked fucked up and had no idea
Yeah,
what's
I don't
going
know.
on.
I mean, if it really did
No,
happen
no.
like that, it's such an unfortunate schmelting accident that he gets caught in the deer.
This might be my favorite of the entire list. It's really good.
Just Dom, can you just say Sigurd the Mighty if you've had too much?
If you had too much,
So this happened in 1016.
Fuck, is that funny? Look, I can't wait for everything to be like. Look, I fucking hate driving cars. All right, it's my number one thing. I love cars.
this is insane. This is
But
an
if I
insane
had to
take that
go to
Dylan has.
work, no, like I love cars are my basically my identity. I fucking love cars. But the day that I can call my car from my phone to come pick me up from the bar is the day I'm happy. Okay.
Yeah. No,
And
we're
then
on the same page
it
there.
picks me up
Odd.
and brings me home, and I pat it on the roof and say thank you and get in house.
And the car says back to you, all right, I'll see you at Chill tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. For
Three
sure.
Manhattans Day.
Hi, Model 3, can you take me to chill with my mom so I can have
So you're gonna
five
have, like,
Manhattans?
five Manhattans.
I drove back to Marlboro on a car with no name. It felt good to get out.
Yes. I got one from just a couple weeks ago, actually, that I want to bring up. But before that, do you mind telling everyone about what happened to Jeffrey Epstein?
Oh, he killed him.
Unusual deaths. And I have good faith that anyone from Iran couldn't beat anyone in a drinking contest from Georgia, the country, or Georgia, United States. I'll
This is
put my
true.
fucking life savings on it. No chance.
Yeah, I bet Georgia. I think both of them are probably pretty boozy people.
I think so.
And you could like
Dom,
that
you're up
in the
next.
microphone.
Yep. All right, so
Take
next
that,
I
to the fucking,
have-
that was on our episode 50. You on the speakerphone? Take that to the bank, brother. I put that on the end.
He fitted his jet ski with rocket boosters and had a parachute.
Nice. Hell yeah.
A lot of penises. So I'm gonna bring us in the Middle Ages. That one's too sad. So this one. So
Sad? No, wait. What?
You heard it here first. Dylan says Jeffrey Epstein dying was a sad thing.
no. I was reading something else. That was
Hearing it
not
first.
sad. That
Breaking
was
news,
funny.
people.
Heraclitus, like
No, that's-
like a clit.
Wait.
Heraclitus.
How did they
Eric.
find this guy?
Fuck, you beat me to it.
I'm fast.
Heraclitus of oh wow, I didn't
I'm like
catch
the
on to
women
that.
that Nate likes.
I couldn't.
The
It took
one
me
that-
like it took me 10 seconds to
What's the
figure that
runaway?
out. Hard to find, difficult to master. Heraclitus of Ephesus.
Let's go at the end of the podcast.
That's amazing.